you willing to sacrifice your life?
The fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like he wasn't a bad guy as far as
Who
we
said
know.
he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
You fucking smacked me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
I just
Jesus.
did not work.
what happened? What'd you do?
Bitch!
Oh,
Why am I so fucking
I don't know.
here? What the hell's
We're all out of whack.
what is going on there?
maybe that was from you throwing shit.
We were out for the holiday season. It
I
was
was throwing
Christmas.
shit.
It was New Year.
Jesus Christ, what is going on here?
All
Holy
right.
crap.
Focus
Okay.
up here. Getting this going.
Jesus. Balls. All right. Thank God. Jeez, we leave. It's been like a month since we've done a show. I forgot how to do all this crap. Thank you,
No.
ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.
3 weeks.
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. Man, it feels good to be back.
Oh, gangster.
Because, good God, do we have
Your phone's loud.
a
Holy shit, that's good.
magnificent
Well, we got
show.
sound.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Planned here for you. It's been a while. We were gone. We were off for the holidays, obviously. I was on vacation before that.
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's we've had one show in the last 4 weeks. So it's good to be back. We got a lot of NFL stuff to catch up on. We got a lot of football to get into. I'm going to be tooting my own horn a little bit here tonight. Who'd have thought me be right and then talk about it? I mean, that never happens ever for any reason.
Never.
We'll get into all things
When have you
coaching
done that?
carousel. We're going to review the entire NFL season from 2024. We're going to go back to our picks. We will talk about we'll give you a playoff preview coming up as well. So we get all that plus, whatever else you guys want to talk about. 774-992-8702 is the phone number. Give us a call. Phones are open. They're live. They're ready to go. We are taking calls here starting pretty much off the rip tonight. So by all means, if you got something on your plate or on your chest and you want to fire it off, get it done, baby. Let's do it.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Lots of coaches being fired.
A lot of coaches being fired. A lot of coaches that we called to be fired, that we said should have never been hired in the first place, so on and so forth.
How many were fired? 4?
So far, 1,
Head
2,
coaches.
Head
3.
coaches, yes, sir.
Jags, Raiders, Patriots, and who am I missing?
Saints?
No, I think that's it. I think the defensive coordinator for the Bengals was fired.
So was the Colts. Gus Bradley was fired.
Gus Bryant,
No, not
Bradley was
assistants.
fired.
Not assistants.
But that's it. But the theme of tonight's show, okay, before we get into all of the fun things that we're going to talk about, just so everybody knows, because this is something, the whole reason I started row 1, seat 1.
Yeah, it was
okay.
Oh, Dennis Allen. Yeah,
Oh,
the Saints got fired.
He did Dennis Allen
Yeah.
get fired? Okay, there was the one I was missing.
4.
The whole reason I started row 1, seat 1 11 years ago was because I couldn't stand listening to this vanilla
Midget.
mainstream
Damn.
sports media bullshit, this drivel all day, every day, where you're sucking one team's dick 1 minute, and then you're bashing another team, and then the team you were bashing suddenly is good, and you're like, oh wow, I mean, yeah, they got a lot of talent, and a lot of no, fuck you. You spent your whole fucking summer telling me how fucking terrible this team was going to be, and now just because it's 10 weeks later, and you like to hide behind the whole, well, once your new information presents itself, I'm allowed to change my mind. Suck my dick. You get paid millions of dollars to sit on TV and the radio and whatever it is you do. You get paid to be right, and you're fucking wrong all the time. So we started Row 1, Seat 1 because we wanted to be right. And guess what? When we're not right, we're going to tell you we weren't right. It's not often, but it does happen. We have what they call accountability. So tonight's show, the theme of tonight's show is accountability. Sean has all of his preseason picks right in front of him. We're going to go through some of those preseason picks. We're going to tell you where we were wrong, what we missed on, who we missed on, how bad we missed it, and we're going to tell you where we were right. Because if there's one thing I can't fucking stand, okay? And this is a little bit personal for me because as a Broncos fan, I had to sit here and listen for the last 4 months about, Pro Football Focus says the Broncos, they're going to be the worst roster in football, and they're going to be a top 3 draft pick. Man, suck my fucking dick, Pro Football Focus. You fucking bugmen and your DVOA and your advanced statistics. I've never played football before, but I know numbers. Shut the fuck up. I'm so sick and fucking tired of these fucking eggheads sitting on TV telling me bullshit, and I'm sitting there knowing they're telling me bullshit, and I can't get away from it. I can't escape it. So tonight's show, the whole theme of tonight's show is going to be accountability. We're holding ourselves accountable. If we were wrong, we're going to tell you we were wrong, okay? Was I wrong when I picked the San Francisco 49ers to face off against the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl? God fucking damn it. Yeah, I was wrong. Now, did I anticipate the Niners getting absolutely decimated by the injury bug? No. We do have that little disclaimer in the beginning of the year that when we say these things, we can't anticipate injuries. I didn't know they were going to miss Debo and McCaffrey and all these guys.
This is conditional.
Yes. So,
they lost their
full strength rosters.
But here's the fucking bottom line. We swung and we missed. Okay?
Shit
so
happens.
we're going to tell you we swung and we missed. We're going to tell you when we were wrong. We're going to tell you when we were right. We were right on, I would say, a pretty good majority, Sean. No?
We were surprisingly close to a lot of our things. Obviously,
not surprising to us because we know what we know, and that's why we do the show, because we want to convey to people, hey, listen, we do know what we're talking about. If you do listen to us, if you would listen to my bets on September 8th and you'd thrown $100 on the Broncos over under 9.5 wins, guess what? You'd be up $810 right now. But you didn't because
you might be able to buy your mom a house if you copy Joey's bets.
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding.
No, I don't think that's accurate.
I know you ever see those stupid ass
trailer.
things? No, you ever see those things that like pop
Yes,
up all the time?
yes.
Like, yo, copy these guys' bets, bro. You buy your mom a house. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
I just comment on. I'm like, no, you won't.
they're the new they're like the sports betting version of like the motivation bros.
Yeah, or like the pyramid Ponzi scheme. Whatever.
No, like the motivation bros. Like, I break my day down into 5 parts.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
I get up at 4:30 a.m. and I meditate, and then I work out. And by the time you've woke up, I've already worked 2 days.
Yep. By 1 month, I'm so far ahead, bro. By 6 months, it's not even like by a year, you don't even count. You know what I mean? It's like
I just grind.
Bro.
I grind. I stay on the grind. Shut up.
Stupid.
So that's what those guys are. But no, this whole theme of this whole show is going to be accountability, because I want to make sure we're holding each other accountable, and that when we make a bad pick and we have a bad prediction, we own it. Like there was that video that had been getting passed around quite a bit a couple months ago about this podcast. It was like, kind of like what we do, just 3 guys hanging out, like doing a podcast. And they were like, Bo Nix is the worst quarterback I've ever seen drafted. He's gonna fucking suck, all this shit, right? And Denver fans kept reposting this video, this clip, over and over. Every time the Broncos got another win and Bo Nix had a good day, this clip would resurface. Now, to those guys' credit, they came out and they were like, listen, man, like, we whiffed on Bo Nix. We thought he was trash.
I thought Bo Nix was going to be trash.
Guess who said he was going to be the best quarterback out of this draft?
Yeah, but you're a Ducks homer.
I did.
Yeah, but I did too.
I did.
He said the same thing about Herbert.
Yep.
But you know why?
Herbert was.
But
nasty
here's
out of that.
He said the same thing about Marcus Mariota too.
You weren't
For
big
a
on
little while, he wasn't. I liked Herbert, but not.
I mean, did Marcus Mariota get to an AFC championship though? Like,
no, I mean as a backup.
No, wasn't he the Titans starter the year they went to the AFC championship?
Tannehill.
Wasn't that the pass to himself?
That's right, it was Tannehill.
I thought that was the pass to himself here that they somehow squeaked by him.
Nah, that was Atlanta, dude.
was way after him.
That's
Yeah.
when he like quit
Wait,
mid-year.
he
of the
passed
team.
to himself in Atlanta? I thought it was on the Titans.
No, but he,
No, that was against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
wasn't
okay.
he on Atlanta at that point then?
Mariota? No, that was the Titans.
That was
no,
a
it was a
Titans.
playoff game.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that
That
was
was a
the
playoff?
game. That
Yeah, we were
he-
watching it downstairs
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I just thought that was it, but I'm probably.
I thought he did that in those like
Which
6
I'm probably wrong. I will admit that, motherfucker.
I thought he did that in those like 6 short games in Atlanta that he like actually like threw it to himself.
Oh, I don't. I mean, I could be wrong.
That's
No,
when he,
it
like,
was 100% the Chiefs. It was a goal line stand. The Chiefs batted the ball up in the air. Mariota caught it and then ran it in.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, I think that, yeah. Then we were all like, "Oh, the Chiefs!" And then all of a sudden, the Chiefs put the foot to the pedal, and that was a wrap.
Oh.
Zoom all the way.
But yeah, so tonight we're gonna go back through. So the first part of the show, we're just gonna do not a quick review, but a review of the 2024 season because there's a lot to get to. We've been off for basically a month. We haven't had much. We've got a lot to talk about, and then we'll get into the playoffs, and what we think going forward. We'll give you our playoff bracket, our Super Bowl matchup, so on and so forth, and you can go from there. So 774-992-8702. That's the phone number. If you want to call in, by all means, give us your predictions, your reviews, whatever. Try to listen along to the show and know what we're talking about. So if you're going to call in with something, please make it relevant. It's the only thing I ask.
Juan
don't
Soto.
call in and just be like, "What do you think about Juan Soto going to the Yankees?" Like, I'm probably just gonna hang up on you at that point. Like, come on, dog. Like, we ain't talking baseball tonight. Nobody gives a fuck about baseball right now. All right, we got bigger fish to fry. So,
Oh wait, Juan Soto went to the Mets.
I'm sorry, the Mets. Whatever. We left.
He
the
was a
Yankees.
Yankee.
He was a Yankee. Let's start with the review. All right, Sean. You and I did the playoff the preseason preview show. Paul wasn't here because he was doing wedding stuff or some shit. And
Probably.
you and I went through every division. We gave you all of our division winners. Then we gave you our final four in our Super Bowls.
Yep.
Obviously, you already know mine: Cincinnati and San Fran.
Well, that was mine too.
we both had the same
We were
one,
both
right?
shocked. We looked at each other. We're like,
Yeah.
we have the same pick, but we came there a little bit differently. Pun.
Ah, no homo.
And some of our picks were
Maybe
wrong.
a
Obviously.
little homo.
Some of our picks were wrong, obviously, but like I think overall, for the most part, like we were pretty close. Like I got the Dallas Cowboys wrong too. I thought the Dallas was gonna be a lot better. As
I did
well.
too, but we didn't anticipate Dak getting hurt. We can't anticipate that. I think my biggest whiff was Cincinnati. Biggest whiffs were Cincinnati, San Fran, Philly. And the only reason I say Philly because I had them finishing second in the division of Dallas because I felt like, but I didn't anticipate Dak getting hurt. Not that I think looking back now in hindsight it would have mattered anyway. But I listen. We talked about it in the offseason, Sean. We didn't feel like Saquon Barkley was, as Rick Ross would say, a needle mover.
No,
And he turned out to be a pretty big needle mover.
no, that was huge. I also whiffed on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I will say.
Oh, yeah, me too. Big time whiff on the Jags.
Cincinnati Bengals, I had finishing right up there, like the second seed. They didn't even make the playoffs, obviously. Dallas Cowboys, I had 11 wins. They didn't make it. They weren't even fucking close. And I will say I was wrong. I went back and listened, and Joey made me do the thing I hate listening most, listening to myself like speak and talk. Went back, and I said, I think the Houston Texans are going to have a fallback year where a lot of guys are going to hit sophomore slumps. You're going to see a lot of the wide receivers come back. You're going to see C.J. Stroud struggle a little bit. I thought that was going to translate to more losses. I was wrong. I said I think they have a 5-12 year, and they bounce back in year 3 under C.J. Stroud, and they come out strong. No,
Yeah.
they continued. They did well.
Yeah, the Texans. I mean,
they're not as. Listen, I don't think anybody's looking at the Texans right now like they did last year. Like
No,
last
not
year,
at
we were
all.
looking at them like, oh shit, this is a dangerous team. Now I think you're looking at them going, damn, why couldn't we be matched up with them? You know, because like that's the team you want to see. Like if
Yeah,
you're going on the road for a playoff game right now, a wounded Texans team, you know, with no Tank Dell, no Stephon Diggs, as good as Nico Collins is and Joe Mixon, you're licking your chops if you're who is it?
Chargers?
The Chargers going into Houston on Saturday afternoon. You're thinking like, all right, like this is a pretty winnable game, boys. Like we got to go get this one.
Right.
So you were right in that regard. But let's start with the AFC East because that's how we'll go in the same chronological order that we went in September. I had Buffalo, Miami, the Jets, and the Patriots in that order.
Buffalo, Miami, Jets, and Patriots in that order.
Bing, ding,
Absolutely.
ding. Nailed it. Nailed it on the fucking head.
I gave the Dolphins a little bit too much credit. I should have put all my stock in that Tua is a piece of shit because I was fucking right. And I've said it for years. I said Tua is a piece of shit. And everyone was like, oh, last year he blew up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, Daniel's a fucking mooch. He's a fucking little chimp coach. Like, you put him out there like a little monkey. Goes, ooh, 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 dances out there like a little bitch. Doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He can't control his team. His team just does whatever they want.
I mean, Tyreek Hill basically told him to go fuck himself.
Tyreek and the fourth was just like, I'm all done.
He did the
I'm
AB.
Yeah, I'm all done.
Pulled the straight AB, bro.
I'm not going back on the field and getting myself killed. Is what he told his assistant coach.
Yeah.
And they were like, and then the assistant coach said, "Hey, you might want to talk to Tyreek. Like, he's done. He's all out." And Mike's like, "Oh, okay." Back to looking at the field. So you got bitched out by one of your players, and everyone saw it. And then I feel bad for like our mutual friend Eric, who's like a diehard Dolphins fan, buys season tickets, flies out to the fucking games from where we live to Florida to see these games, flies out.
Right.
And he's like, I've asked them to fire Chris Greer for about 15 years now, and they will not fire this dude. And he's just taking that organization. And he's on board with me now, too. He's like, you were right. He's like, McDaniel, he's a chump. He's just a shit. They're in a bag of shit. The guys don't even play there anymore. The whole team is in dysfunction. It just seems like every team besides the Bills in the East this year was in dysfunction. Every single team.
Yes, they were. And that's why Buffalo was the kind of, I feel like, the easy number one choice in that division. Obviously, they've got the best quarterback in the division. Obviously, they had the best team in the division, despite the losses on defense and the things that we talked about back in September. You know, we knew, Sean, it was Buffalo's division to lose. We just didn't know how good Buffalo was going to be. I think I had Buffalo at like that 12-13 win range.
I had them 12 wins.
And
what did they end up with?
Well,
13?
And just for fairness, you never, ever, ever predict a team to win more than 12 games in a season. 13 maybe sometimes.
I did. Honestly, I did the Chiefs at 14-3.
Really?
And that was close.
Really good teams finished 12-4, or in this case, 12-5 now. I'm going off the old schedule, 12-4. Like, you know, whenever we were doing prediction shows in the past, 12 wins was the max. Like, because you got to account for, like, all right, they're going to drop one at home probably, and then to go on the road and win 3 tough road, like, they're going to have 3 road games where they're going to be tough. 12 was like that was when you picked somebody to be a 12-win team,
Yeah.
you were picking them to be a really, really good team.
Right.
12 wins is really hard to come by in this league. So
That's a solid ass team.
that was my rule of thumb. Now, I think with the Chiefs and the Ravens and the Bills, I think you and I both said, if my memory serves me correctly, that they could be 13, 14 win teams this year easily.
I went out on a limb and I said, I think the Chiefs, and I listened back in the show, and I said that I think the Chiefs win 14 games. And I said, I don't see them winning much more than that because I did say by week 17 they could be benching all of their guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is a common thing because if you're out ahead in the lead, not to bury a future segment, but you're playing and planning smart, you can give your guys extra time if you see the fit and see the need for it. So,
So we had that. So we had the AFC East. Pretty much, you and I were in lockstep on that. We nailed it. And the biggest story out of that whole AFC East, not that the Patriots were the worst team, because we knew the Patriots were going to be the worst team.
Yeah.
We knew Gerard Mayo was the wrong hire. We knew the offensive line was terrible.
Okay.
We knew the defense was going to be bad.
I'm going to go back and find the January show last year when we hired Mayo, and I said, we made the wrong choice. It should have been Vrabel. I'm going to be, hopefully I'm wrong, but I was like, I don't like that he's coming out and he's too buddy-buddy with everything right now.
Way too.
I said that day fucking one.
Way too in with the boys, if you will.
He's like, we got some money to spend. And then we spent no money.
And then Elliot Wolf came out and was like, the fuck we do? Like,
Yeah, no shit.
who you talk? Who's we? You got a turd in your pocket? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and we'll get into this a little bit later as the show progresses too, because I did send you guys a couple articles and stuff.
Yeah.
About how the Crafts, like Bill Belichick coming out on that podcast saying like, I had, basically carte blanche up until like the last 4 years I was in New England, and then the Crafts started cock blocking Bill Belichick, and that's why the team fell apart at the end, because the Crafts were not letting Belichick do what Belichick had done for the last 16 years, and he threw a little zinger, a little one-liner in an interview that basically told us, Sean, that everything we've thought
It was Pat's show. Pat
has been
McAfee
right.
said it too.
Yeah,
Right.
we've been right about the
Wasn't
Patriots.
that about the time that his fucking son Jonathan started getting involved in
No,
this shit?
it was
Or
Jonathan's
before
been
that.
involved for a
a
while,
lot
but
longer than that, yeah.
Jonathan's been heavily involved since 2013.
Oh, so way longer.
So when
all right.
Myra Kraft passed away in 2011, Kraft, that whole season was dedicated to Myra with the black patches. 2012, Robert was like there, but Jonathan started joining him in the booth more. And then 2013 was a real corner turner where Jonathan was always there. And so it's been about 11,
Right.
12 years now of Jonathan being like consistently in the picture.
Oh, okay. So he actually makes moves and has his input on decisions. and
Yeah,
things,
which I don't, and I've
okay.
said it in the show.
I wasn't sure if it was just his son and he was just like, this is cool. Like,
No,
my dad
no.
owns a team and shit. Here I am.
No,
you know?
Jonathan has given a lot of Patriots fans PTSD because he seems very cheap, and the way he speaks, it's always like cost cutting, saving, in the future.
it's like he wants to.
He's going all John Henry with it. We just want to be competitive.
We want to be
Yes.
competitive. He's doing exactly
Green Bay,
Yep.
precisely.
We
Thank
just
you.
want-
Took the words right out of
Elliot-
my mouth.
Elliot Wolf, yeah, Matthew McConaughey, yeah, exactly.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, you just want to
And-
right through the middle, baby.
And again, not to keep talking about the Patriots, I'm sorry, but I was very excited Sunday. I was like almost in tears. Like I went from like sitting on my couch watching this, my arms folded, like pieces of shit, can't even lose a game correctly.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
my wife is just like, "You see the breaking news?" And I'm like, "No," because I'm like vacuuming, doing something to like distract myself from football. And she's like, "The Patriots fired Gerard Mayo," and I was like, "Shut the fuck up." And I was like, "Mind you, my kids are right
Like,
there." I just screamed out, "Shut the fuck up!"
So, listen, we knew Gerard Mayo was the wrong hire. We knew it was the wrong fit. We called that back in January, like you said. We knew it was the wrong. They should have hired Vrabel. Looks like they're going to try to do that now.
yeah, it looks.
Although
like it.
I do get the feeling that they might go after Ben Johnson,
But they're gonna.
which
they're gonna
I feel like is going to be, if they do that, tremendous mistake.
I don't think. All
Big
right, I don't
mistake.
think you go from rookie coach to rookie coach. That just sounds like a dumb idea.
I don't put anything past these owners anymore, Sean.
But-
I used to think they were like the smartest guy in the room everywhere they went, and then I watched the league for 20 years, and I'm like, holy shit, these guys are no fucking smarter than you or I. They just got billions of dollars, and this is their play. This is their sandbox.
Did you see
These
what-
are their play toys.
Did you hear what the Patriots did today? They interviewed 2 minority black coaches to satisfy the Rooney
Of
Rule.
course they did, because the Rooney Rule is the biggest fucking like.
It's racist. The Rooney Rule
It's
is
just-
racist.
it's just
the Rooney Rule is saying
Pandering, dude.
Yeah, the Rooney Rule is saying black coaches cannot get the job because they're not smart enough, so they need help. That's the rule. That's exactly what the rule is.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they don't
as
word
a-
it like that. They word it as
No, I mean it's pretty close. They're
It's
like,
pretty
they're like,
close,
They're
but-
like they need assistance.
yeah.
Like that's like honestly, like if I'm black and I hear I need fucking first of all, I played in the league.
Yeah.
I need assistance to get a job from you.
I would flip
So
my shit.
the Rooney Rule is way past, way over time. It's more than due. Like when it first came out, you're like, oh, okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
Now that it's like
because
20
when it
years,
first came out, the way they framed
It's
it
just
was
straight up
it was-
offensive.
it is offensive.
it was
Like-
giving minority coaches an opportunity that they had supposedly been denied because of the color of their skin,
Yeah.
which was never the case. It was just no, sorry, like everybody pounding the table saying, "Why isn't Eric Bieniemy a fucking
Oh, we know why. We heard through the grapevine. They thought he was a
fucking head
retard.
coach?" And we're like, because he's fucking retarded. Like, if you've not paid attention, they're like, no, they're just not hiring him because he's black. Look
No.
at these offenses he's putting together. And I'm like, dude, those are Andy Reid's offenses. That's like giving Matt Patricia the head coaching job in Detroit because you're like, look at these defenses he's putting together in New England, not realizing that was Bill Belichick.
Yeah, no
you
shit.
fucking morons.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, this is not hard. Like, football is not rocket science. It really isn't. You can be pretty fucking dumb and still figure it out. Yet people still fuck it up because they try to overthink it. They make it overcomplicated because they want to seem like they're the smartest fucking guy
Yeah.
to ever do it. And it's like, no, bro. Just keep it simple. I say this every year.
Keep it simple, stupid.
It's Occam's razor, man. Keep it simple. I say this every year. I guarantee any NFL franchise at least 2 wins per year if you just put me in the booth with a buzzer and like the Madden style vision of the field, and I will just sit there and watch the game, and when you're doing something dumb that's going to cost you the game, I will just bring a buzzer and go, don't do that. Nope. No, Dan Campbell, why are you not kicking the fucking field goal? Dan, kick the field goal. Dan, races out. Dan,
Yeah, no shit.
you know, I could have got the Detroit Lions to a Super Bowl last year if I was in Dan Campbell's ear. I could. How many times, Sean, do I sit there and go, "What the fuck are they doing?
Don't go for it on fourth.
Why are you not spiking the ball right here? Why are you lining up, Caleb Williams? Why aren't you just fucking spiking the ball like a normal fucking human being? This is not fucking hard. Like, how do you not know down distance situation? What did Bill Belichick preach for fucking decades?
But see-
Situational football.
See, I think the thing comes down to it is that me, you, and the three of us have a passion about football. We just don't have the physical ability to keep up with how we think about the game. So we're better.
Oh, I do.
Well, I mean, like your size differentially. I mean, you're aged out at this point. They're gonna be like, this man's. I'm surprised he's even alive. Like they're just gonna be shocked if you join the NFL. But I'm saying in general, like most people that are just that smart with the game don't have the physical ability. People that have the physical ability, they don't put two and two together because they rely on their physical ability to
Right,
outthink other
it's
people.
like why Peyton Manning wouldn't be the greatest offensive coordinator ever, because he'd be sitting there
In
looking
his
at,
mind-
because he'd be like trying to coach up Drew Lock and being like,
just throw the first down.
How did you not see that? How did you not see that safety? He leaned over like this, right before the snap, which indicated that he was coming. He was going a certain area. Like, how did you not see?
He goes, that quick twitch.
He took a half a step to the left, and you had to know that was a double fake. Like you got to look him up. And Drew Lock would be like, "Wait,
Gone.
what? Like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about." And he's like, "How do you not?"
Peyton's like, "What are you thinking about?" He's like, "I don't know, the new 4-5."
Yeah,
He's making shit up.
Drew Lock he's like, "I don't know, figuring out how to keep the Giants from picking number 1 overall and beating the Colts, bitch, false caught rock, motherfucker." But my point is, like, we tend to overcomplicate the game.
For
And
sure.
Gerard Mayo did that, and the Patriots did that, and they do that all the time, and it just ends up being a fucking shit show and a clusterfuck, which is why the Patriots end up fucking sucking this year.
Yeah.
Because, again, people in the fire Belichick crowd, boy, do you got egg on your fucking face. How fucking dumb do you look right now?
I said it
how
from day
fucking
one.
dumb do you look? You thought Gerard Mayo was going to come in and replace the greatest defensive mind the fucking league has ever seen? And, well, he had a part in those defenses. No, the fuck he didn't. He was a fucking wallflower. Was sitting there probably like Chad Johnson in his head. He's just like, he's got the Simpsons, the clapping monkey just going around and home in his head. You know what I mean? Like the cymbals. And that's all Gerard Mayo was good for.
He's singing "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal.
Yeah.
There used
Like,
to be
you
Belichick's calling
literally
everything.
you thought that fucking getting rid of Bill Belichick was a good idea. Why? Because he drafted N'Keal Harry in the first round and he didn't pan out. Newsflash, dickheads. Every GM misses on first round picks. They all miss. You know who Bill Belichick also drafted? Tom Brady, Richard Seymour, Asante Samuel, the McCourties, Rob Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez. Should I keep fucking going?
I think he's a good evaluator of talent, if you don't mind me asking. And if his one flaw was he had some pretty shitty draft years because those guys didn't pan out,
yeah, no
I
shit.
think I'll be okay.
Welcome to every fucking GM in the world.
I mean, he's built 6 fucking Super Bowls.
No shit,
Also-
right?
Fuck,
we were to the point where we were calling Championship Sunday just the Tom Brady Invitational.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to face off against Brady in the AFC Championship this year?
when, like,
Step on up.
Yeah, like when like the Ravens or the Steelers would like squeak past and we'd be like, "Whoa, no Patriots! Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" It's like, "Oh my God, what kind of pot are we gonna fucking throw? This is great."
Every
it was like
time-
I very fucking rarely did that happen.
I remember verbatim every time the Patriots would not make the AFC Championship game. It would be like the article the next day, the dynasty is over in big headlines.
It was, but it's so ridiculous to me because everybody who wanted Belichick out in the worst way, and they're like,
stupid.
I like Bill the coach, but I hate Bill the GM. Well, then you're dumber than you fucking sound. Like, you're stupid. You're not paying attention.
It wasn't that. And we found out more information today is that Kraft said you're keeping Mac. He's gonna work out for us. He was our first overall pick.
Yes, and I'm not even getting into. We'll save that for next week.
Sure.
Because we'll get into because I want you to do it. You and I will do a deep dive, and the three of us will do a deep dive on the inner workings of the Patriots and the shit that is coming out. Because there is a lot of shit coming out right now about the Patriots from insiders and people who have left the organization saying that y'all thought Bill was the problem here. It was the Crafts. Like
And
Gronk,
a random woman.
Gronk got cut the fuck off on live TV the other day.
I'm glad I
because
showed
he
you
was
that.
about to go off on the crafts.
Did you have the video?
No,
Yeah,
no, we didn't clip it for the show because we'll
He couldn't
put
say
it into the
anything.
bigger show.
Strahan cut him off and said we have to go to commercial break.
Oh, because he knew where he was going with it.
Oh, it was very clear where he was going with it.
Leave it to Gronk.
But
Just
nonetheless-
spill the beans, bro.
The AFC East, we fucking nailed it. Let's quick talk
North,
Jets.
we nailed the Jets.
How are we so good at why are we so good at this? What did we say, Sean?
By the way, we did say I named the anonymous source that I had read like a few days or earlier, where one of the teammates, you were here that day, the teammates on the Jets asked his agent anonymously, "Hey, can you maybe throw it out there if any of this has happened in NFL history before? There's 2 sets of rules in the locker room. There's like Rodgers and his boys and what they get to do, and then there's the rest of us." And they're like, it's pretty fucked up in here. And then that played out exactly how that happened. And Rodgers was just like, I wanted that guy. I went to Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson said, okay. I looked him up on Madden. His rating was good.
True story.
This is all true story. This is not a joke.
Woody fucking. Yeah.
Traded for him because of his Madden rating. Not a joke.
Not bad.
And then fires Robert Saleh because Rodgers was just like, Baldy's not getting it done. They bring in Ulbrich, who Rodgers says he liked Ulbrich. Ulbrich, I don't think wins a game. Maybe wins a game.
Ulbrich is the defensive coordinator that I keep quoting when they said when Aaron Rodgers threw that pass in minicamp, in training camp.
Oh, there's only 2 quarterbacks.
There's only
we
2
got one of
quarterbacks
them.
in the league that can make that throw, and you got one of
I
them.
thought the name sounded familiar, but I didn't want to speak up and just sound
I
like
always
an idiot.
forgot.
So I
I always
was like,
forgot
fuck
his
it.
name. I remember I always used to say like, "Fuck, I should know this guy's name" because I keep quoting him all the
Okay.
time. But
So,
yeah, that
and
was
then
him.
Oh, all right. So this all falls in perfectly.
But here's the thing, Sean.
I guess.
We were
Disaster.
dead ass fucking right about the Jets. Their coaching staff sucked. The head coach got fired. Rodgers had his own set of rules. Rodgers, not for nothing, played pretty well on the stat sheet. But
I think it was like 9th
Not-
overall in quarterbacks. Or
not
something.
not to his standards, but not bad. Garrett Wilson was a disaster. They get Devontae Adams. That turns out to do absolutely nothing. Oh my God, look at that. Another midseason wide receiver trade that doesn't work out. It's almost like I've been saying these last 15 fucking years that wide receivers are basically the most meaningless fucking players on the field. But hey, keep fucking trading for them and keep giving up picks. That's fine. That and, oh, right. Their offense and their defense just became completely was a shell of its former self.
He threw
Yeah.
11. He threw 11 pics this year. Yeah.
That's high for Aaron
doesn't-
Rodgers.
That's what I'm
he
saying.
doesn't care.
That's why.
But what do you have, 29 touchdowns?
He was 3,800 yards. Let's see, 28 touchdowns, 11
28
picks.
and 11.
He was sacked 40 fucking times.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
There you go.
It's rough.
There you go.
bro.
So we were dead ass on the Jets. We were dead ass on the Patriots.
Yeah.
We had
It's
Miami
eighth, by the
coming.
way.
We had Miami coming in second because we knew somebody had to finish second, and they were going to be better than the other two. AFC North. I had it in order: Baltimore, Cincy, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Flip Pittsburgh and Cincy, and I was pretty close.
No, I was way off. I had Cincy, Ravens, Browns, Steelers.
Cincy, Ravens, Browns, Steelers. So you had it way off. Yeah, you were way off.
Yeah,
in North.
because in real life it was Ravens,
I did say.
Steelers.
I think I did say that Baltimore was one of those teams that could pop off with 13, 14 wins this year. They scared me a lot this year because the way.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh, Baltimore is
Their defense was kind of making the turn. Not great, but good. Very opportunistic. Getting King Henry, getting my chocolate stud pony in that
Man.
backfield was just a total game changer. dude.
averaging a touchdown a game.
And not for
nuts.
nothing, but Lamar surpassed the numbers of his MVP season this year.
Yes.
And he still might not win MVP, which is kind of funny. Which actually just goes to show you that the MVP he won a couple years ago was kind of bullshit
Fake.
and totally manufactured for obvious politically correct reasons.
Yep.
But neither here nor there. Still a great player. That being said, I was afraid of the Ravens this year. They gave that's one of those teams that you're like, if you got to match up with them, they give me the heebie-jeebies because they can grind you down and beat your ass in a just multiple different ways. And that's what they're doing right now to teams. They're just grinding them down. All right, cool. You got to chase around Lamar. He's going to make some fucking plays with his legs. We got Zay Flowers, who's absolutely fucking killing it, by the way, this year. they've got skill position guys, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to feed it to my chocolate stud pony 30 times. Good luck tackling his ass. And then when you get tired of tackling him, he's just going to bust one for 90 yards. Like, they are Baltimore to me right now, not to get ahead of ourselves, but Baltimore to me is that's who I have picked going to the Super Bowl in the AFC. Because I just think they are the most complete team in the AFC.
Good pick.
And they are on kind of a run right now. And for all the reasons I just listed, that's why I had them number 1 in the division. Cincinnati at number 2. Oops. I was close.
Same.
I ended up being close by, I was only 1 game off, really. But whatever. Pittsburgh, I thought, would finish 3rd because I figured Russ would, that chariot would turn back into a pumpkin sooner than it did. But somehow that little fucking midget fuck managed to fuck me for 3 more weeks than it needed to be.
I know, he still had like a fun season. They won a bunch of games and shit like that, and then he's still getting paid by the Broncos, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck.
That's all Mike Tomlin,
I
though. Mike Tomlin to me is top 3, top 4 head coach in the league.
Yeah.
Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, Sean McVay, Dan Campbell. Is that your top 5 right now?
Yeah.
Because
probably.
Sure as shit ain't Nick Sirianni. Because if they don't win the Super Bowl, I still think he's getting fired. We said that in September, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, it's not Harbaugh.
AFC South, this is where I fucking whiffed.
I had it exactly in reverse.
I had Jacksonville, Houston, Indy, Tennessee.
I had Jacksonville, Titans, Colts, Texans. So literally flip it.
That's literally flipping. Yeah. That's hilarious.
So I had the Texans finishing 2nd to Jacksonville because I thought this was the year Trevor Lawrence was going to turn the corner.
Yeah.
And things are going to go. But you know what? You know what I've learned about the Jaguars, and this is what kills me because I legit remember we talked about the Jaguars free agency moves coming into the year, and we talked about who they picked up and who all the signings and the things they were doing. And I know they overpaid for what's his name there, the wide receiver.
Christian Kirk.
Yep. You hated, but I liked because I'm like, well, you got to overpay for guys in free agency. It's what happens.
If you're bad, yeah.
Which was fine, but I liked the direction that they were headed in. I really did, and I felt like this was going to be their year to kind of turn the corner and Trevor Lawrence to step into his own. Then I completely omitted the part in my own brain and my thought process that Shad Khan doesn't know which way is up when it comes to being an NFL owner.
No, he sucks.
He is easily one of the worst. I don't know. His focus is totally on bringing the game overseas to the UK and Europe.
Isn't he rich just because of like car bumpers or some shit like that?
Yeah, we looked it up. I think it was like some bumper thing or something like that. But my point is, he's a terrible fucking owner.
Oh, he's dog shit.
One of the top 5 worst owners in the NFL, easily. Them, Carolina,
for
Cleveland,
owners, Woody Johnson.
Vegas, and the Jets.
Woody Johnson's
Yeah.
an idiot piece of shit.
So there you go.
Mara's up there too.
And the Maras have started to creep up there. The Crafts are starting to fucking make their case made.
I'm pretty sure the Crafts just have dementia.
But
and they're cheap.
It could be. But we were dead ass. We were pretty off on the Jags. I thought for sure that
Flexengate, by the way, is the company
Yeah.
he owns. Yeah.
I thought for sure they were going to be. Yeah, it's like they manufacture
automotive like bumpers and plastics.
Yeah,
and shit
plastics.
Like that.
Fucking.
I thought for sure the Jags were going to be a shoe-in to win that division this year because I just thought like best quarterback, they got good running back, they got good young talent. They were making moves that I liked. They had to overpay a little bit, but they were. I felt like they were quality signings.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, Doug Peterson just could not get that team on the right track.
I also cursed him in that show that we re-listened to. I said our hero Mac Jones is going to make a triumphant return, and I was like, oh no,
Cost me
Mac Jones
cost me $1,700 in a parlay a couple weeks ago. That
It's been 10
fucking
years
dick.
now. What, 10 years since the Colts have won in Jacksonville? So it's like they have that over us.
What?
Yeah, dude. It's been like 9 or 10 years since the Colts
How have
have
you
won.
been losing to that
Since
shitbag
Andrew Luck,
organization?
Since like Andrew Luck or Peyton. Peyton was like the last one on opening day or whatever it is. I forget. Or anytime we go there, we just don't win in
That's like
Jacksonville.
us in Miami. We can't
We have
win in
not
Miami.
won in Jacksonville in like 8 or 9 times.
Dude, that's fucking terrible. Those
Yeah.
organizations
Since like
shit.
Andrew Luck or Peyton. last
But I did have. I mean, luckily I had Houston number 2, so I had them pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think I overrated the shit out of the Jags in that first show. I think I had them like 12, 13, maybe even 14 wins. Like, I just felt like they were going to be like, I felt like Sunshine was going to take that step, and he was my dark horse for MVP.
Oh, he's out of Jacksonville now. They're talking about getting another quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro.
They
please.
think
Imagine they would never get rid of him within the
Oh
division,
my God,
Bob.
dude! If
no,
you
they
could,
think Kirk is going to be the guy that ends up in Jacksonville or something like Kirk Cousins.
if you could send,
What?
Dude, it's just a rumor mill.
think about Trevor Lawrence going to a team. Like, who's a good team that needs a long-term solution at
No,
quarterback?
he needs to go to a team
The
where he
Colts.
sits behind
Or
somebody.
Go. How about this? Let him go sit behind Matt Stafford next year in L.A. with
That would
Sean
be
McVay.
smart. Sean McVay's leaving though soon.
Oh, that's actually not a
Allegedly,
bad fucking
well, Sean
idea.
McVay's been leaving for the last 3 years.
That's true. He doesn't.
So
He's mad fucking young, dude. He probably he just talks shit.
see his wife?
Yeah. Huh?
You see his wife?
Yeah, but who gives a fuck?
He might
Yo,
leave.
I'm like 37 years old, 38 years old.
yeah, he wants to enjoy his life. That's the thing. He doesn't want to just spend it in the league.
Bro, well,
Because
like,
you don't remember, Paul. You don't remember, dude. As a head coach, dog, that ain't a 40-hour-a-week job. That's a
Bro,
100. That's a 140-hour
45
week.
years old and retired is dope. Leave it being in your 30s.
What if he dies?
Yeah, but Paul,
who the
you-
fuck knows, man?
You know, Paul. It's not like it's not like working a 40-hour-a-week job and being retired at 45. You're working 100,
Plus, he has a
120,
baby.
140 hours a week. Like
He wants to see the baby too.
It's a sick fucking job.
it is. It takes a special person to do it.
Yeah.
I had Indy finishing third, Tennessee last. I think that's exactly how it ended up being.
Yep.
So basically, just flip Houston, Tennessee.
I nailed the West.
The West, I was off by one. I had Denver beating the Chargers out for that top spot, but we got fucked a couple Thursdays ago. So
Dude, the only thing I didn't do in the West is I didn't give the Chiefs one more win, and I didn't give the Broncos 3 more wins. Everything else I nailed.
no, 3 wins is a lot.
Well, fuck. I didn't think they were going to be fucking 10-7.
I did.
I know you did.
You should've
and
listened
and
to
you,
me.
And you won money, but I still had them making the playoffs potentially.
And they
I said they missed it this year. I said they didn't make it in mine because I said they
Yeah.
were going to be the 8th seed, but they
I
ended
know.
up
I
being the
remember
7th.
because I remember I was listening to the show on my way to work the other day, and you said that, and I was like, "Ha! Retard alert!"
I said they're a year away, and I said I'm a big believer in Sean Payton, who I fucking convinced you is who you should have got, and you're like, no, I don't want Sean
Yeah, we're
Payton.
just a bullshit field goal away from 11 wins, technically, from
Well,
KC.
the
We
block
should have been
field
11
goal.
wins, yeah.
I mean, we had 2 tough losses too. I mean, the last 2 weeks against Cincinnati and the Chargers, respectively, on the road, were both winnable games. Like we were in position to win both of those games. and
By the way, can I make a comment about how the Cincinnati Bengals fans lost their collective fucking minds online this week?
oh my God, I loved it.
I never laughed so hard. If you go look on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, and you look at like the Chiefs fandom, they're just like, there should be an investigation into the league. They started a petition that has 100,000 signatures that said that the Bengals should be let into the playoffs because the Chiefs cheated and they benched all of their players so the Broncos could win and avoid facing them.
Yeah.
Like it was just the meltdown.
Oh, we have a Chris Broussard clip that we're gonna play for
Oh,
that.
that's right, a meltdown of epic proportions.
Yeah, because we'll get into that, but I want to finish this quick. We'll finish this review quick. But all right, so I had
AFC's done.
I had Kansas City, Denver, Chargers, Raiders. Obviously, I had the Raiders at the bottom. They're
Yep.
the bottom feeders. They have no quarterback. They have no future. They don't have a head coach right now. They are fucked. Like, could you imagine, though, sitting there 2 weeks ago watching the Broncos and the Chargers on Thursday Night Football, watching Herbert and Knicks duel it out? And, I mean, that was a good fucking game, a rare good Thursday night game. And you're a Raiders fan, and you're watching going, fuck, this is what I got to look forward to when fucking Pat Mahomes is finally, like falls off. Now, then I got to deal with this shit. Like, that must be, just had to have been such a sinking feeling as a Raiders fan, knowing that not only are you the worst team in the division, but you are so far behind the other 3, it's not even fucking fair. Like, it's like time. It's like, I don't know. It's like sending them down to the Titanic in a submersible. You know what I mean? Like,
Made out of some questionable materials.
yeah,
out of it, you know?
it's just got to
I'm
be
kidding.
awful feeling for Raiders fans, which I personally love for them because fuck.
It's just kind of funny how like fast all of a sudden like 2 things quickly happen for the Broncos and all of a sudden it's just like playoff contention.
That's not it's not shocking. That's
because
smart.
That's normal in this league.
I know that, but it's just like it's just so funny how you just it's so obvious the 2 puzzle pieces that you implemented, which was Sean Payton and Bo Nix, and it was just like, damn, now they're fucking competing. It's like it's so funny how important those pieces are.
I did, and
It highlights the fuck out of it.
I'm gonna get shit for this, but even if they didn't have Bo Nix, I think you could have had a serviceable, good quarterback in there. Fuck, if Flacco would end up with Denver, I think fucking Denver's the same thing.
No, not Joe Flacco.
Easy. No, I don't know.
This year,
Nah,
I'm not
Joe.
saying Bo Nix isn't the future
No,
going
because
on.
Bo Nix made a lot of plays with his legs this year that Joe Flacco
ain't
couldn't
fucking
dream of
making.
making.
No. I watched Flacco this year, dude, and I'm telling you,
He's better than they are.
oh man, I probably wish maybe we had like fucking Mac Jones, dude. Like, I'm not even fucking lying.
He might, hey, yo,
Serious ass. I wish we just had somebody a little younger that's just different than if AR is hurt. Like, just fucking Christ.
after we get through this and we go through our playoff things, before we leave here tonight, I want to hear Paul's opinion about Pat McAfee blowing up any of his association with the Colts and just
All right,
being like, I'm
so
out.
let's finish this
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
little review here. So all right, the West we covered that. NFC on the this is where we started to get a little bit fucked up. NFC East, I had Dallas over Philly to win the division. Obviously, that didn't happen. I had the Skins in third and the Giants last, so that
Yep.
part was right.
Yep.
Just Dallas kind of fucked me with their injury with Dak and everything else. So
Flip that.
yep. I underestimated how big of an impact to Saquon Barkley was going to have because obviously I knew Saquon was good, but Saquon is never available. Or he was never available in New York. He was always hurt. He was always nicked up. He comes to Philly. He's healthy. He puts up, 2,100 yards, 2,005 yards.
They should have let him go for the record.
Can I just say real quick how fucking stupid you have to be to bench that man and not let him go for that record? Like, did we learn nothing from the Dolphins last year?
Yeah, I know.
Did anyone does anyone ever learn? I get it. If Saquon goes out there and gets hurt, hey, that's a bad hit. But guess what? If he goes out there and he gets 100 yards or 101 yards and breaks Eric Dickerson's record,
You pull him.
that's 101 yards. That's 3 carries for Saquon Barkley. If you really
Two
want to,
sometimes.
so
Fuck.
yeah, could be less. Like,
The shit I've seen.
you're not talking to me. These teams, when they to bench a guy, and this goes back to like the 09 Colts when they were 14-0 and they had everything locked up, and they were like, we want to go for 16-0, and Jim Caldwell was like, absolutely not.
Dumbass.
Like that shit. No, like you go for that because you are so rarely in a position to make history in this league.
Yep.
When the fucking hell are we ever going to see a team score 70 points in the National Football League?
Right.
We might never see that again.
Right. And that wasn't like a throw game either. Like,
No, that was
fuck it,
week 5. Like,
right.
you know what I mean? Like, that was a week 5 beatdown. You kick that fucking field goal and you take that fucking record and you run with it.
Yeah.
Because, it might be a deal. Oh, I don't want to anger the football gods. Well, what the football gods do to you? They blessed you with a fucking road trip to Kansas City in the wild card round. How'd that fucking work out?
Right. And
Your
now-
warm weather team going to fucking the Ice Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, the football gods did you a real
Right.
fucking solid there. After you were the number 1 team, you were going to win the division, and then you fucking blew it. But whatever, that's neither here nor there.
And now that ship is fully engulfed.
Again, Saquon Barkley not getting that record chaps my fucking ass.
Pisses me off.
It pisses me off because, again, these fucking, what do you, I get it. If the guy gets hurt, it's a terrible thing. He's already played 16 games. What's another 15, 20 carries going to do? Yeah, okay, sure. He could get his ACL shredded. If he goes out in the first game of the wild card round and blows out his knee, I am going to laugh my fucking ass off. Not at Saquon Barkley because I'll feel terrible for him.
Yeah.
At the Philadelphia Eagles organization because look what it got you.
Yep.
Look what you got.
You
Now
could've
you
had-
got no record. You didn't let the guy get it. And now you don't have him anyway.
Yeah. You could have had a record-breaking player, fucking.
That
I
shit
don't-
pisses me off so much. Let that man go out there and put his name in the fucking record book.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, what are you doing?
Because just remember, I know
And
this maybe sounds stupid, but it's kind of like good publicity. Every time they're gonna show the most record-breaking fucking running back anywhere, he's gonna be in a goddamn
He's the
Eagles
ninth.
fucking
He's the
uniform.
9th player to go over 2,000 yards.
You know what I mean?
Okay, that's rare air. I get it.
That was foolish.
But you're 1 of 9 now. And guess what? You'll probably be 1 of 10 pretty soon. In the next 10 years, you'll be 1
Next
of 10.
year, maybe.
Who knows? You never know.
And they make it 18 games, and it's going to be much easier.
That too.
That's what's kind of pissing me off, but I get it. The season's the season. You rush for the yards, but I would like to see him break it. That'd be fucking sick if he had did it done it on the 16th game. He get the 21:05 or 21:06.
Like when Peyton Manning broke the touchdown record both times, he did it a game sooner than his predecessor had done.
So
he did it. He threw his 49th his 48th touchdown. Was it? No. Yeah. What did Marino
49.
have? 49. He threw his 49th touchdown in week 15 or week 16. So it was the 15th game of the season. He broke Brady's record in the 15th game of the season. He did it a game sooner than Marino and Brady did.
Right.
So cool. He had that going for him, which was a nice little caveat to it. You know what I mean? There was a nice little subtle jab at the other two.
I did it sooner.
Right. Brady, you might have thrown 50 in 17 and 16 games, but your last touchdown pass of the year was your 50th. I threw 5 more after that.
Hey,
Right.
Just really quickly, Drew in the chat came up with a great quote just now. Not a quote, a fact. Meanwhile, in the NHL, Ovechkin hustled back from a fractured leg so he could try to break Wayne Gretzky's goal record.
Yeah.
Broken leg, fractured. He's I'm coming back.
So, but
He's
there's
24 goals away. How many games left?
I don't even
still
know.
half a season anyway.
So what is it?
It's going to be 40-something games
40,
left.
yeah, 82 games in a season.
Dude, Ovechkin.
Yeah, I believe so.
Ovechkin on a
86,
broken leg can probably still do it.
Bro, Ovechkin's
I hope
my
so.
homeboy.
I want him to.
He has
That would be sick.
No
That would be
teeth,
sick.
a missing eye, bones broken all over
But
his
that's
body.
the difference. But see, there's the difference between the psyche and the mentality of a hockey player versus a football
It's
a
all
football
about the
team.
sport.
It's they're all about putting their name in the record books. They're all about the sports. Whatever. Shit means more to them, I feel,
Yes.
than it does to other athletes.
Yes, their passion is the sport. They most of those guys don't really care about money most of the time.
They don't get paid that much. I mean,
They're doing it for
Well,
the love
they
of the
do.
game.
Comparatively.
they get paid a shitload more than you and I.
I don't think
But
they're-
compared to other mainstream athletes, not even close.
No, but how many times? I know what Paul's gonna say, but they still get paid millions of dollars. Yes, I agree. How many times do you see NHL players take less to stay with their teams? I see it all the fucking time.
Oh, dude, I don't know anything about contracts in the NHL and what they do.
No. I'm saying guys that hit free agency,
Yeah.
they'll get a bigger deal, and constantly they'll go back to their home team and take less money.
Right.
That happens
Just
a
to
lot.
Stay, yeah, just to stay with.
I would be lying if I said I knew anything about it. I don't follow it that much, but that's a fair point. But my point is to not go for the record, to me, is absolutely foolish because now you're treating it like, we can do that whenever we want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can do, whatever. Who cares? It'll be another year. Next year we'll do it. No, man. Go out and seize that fucking opportunity while you have it. Those records get broken so infrequently.
Yep.
The closest we came was Adrian Peterson in 2012 when he would basically hit 10 yards short. 9 yards short.
Remember, he was 9 yards. That's it. Or
Yeah.
8. It was something 8 or 9 yards.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Very,
wow.
very
yeah.
Michael Jackson-esque. Wow, that's it.
Well, yeah.
But
I know,
what-
and you
but
don't
that
know
was
if
the
your fucking
closest we
career's
came.
gonna be over the next goddamn game or tomorrow, bro. Put your name in the fucking books.
Don't get me
dude.
wrong. I'm not wishing
Selfish of the fucking-
anything ill upon Saquon
That's
Barkley or the
crazy.
Eagles,
I
but I
know.
think it would be fucking hilarious if he goes out in the first carry and fucking ends up done for the season next week.
Right, or just enough for the playoffs. Nothing major because I like Saquon. I don't want anything crazy, but enough of
But-
it, whatever. Be like,
but again-
you idiots!
You come within striking distance of a record like that, you've got to take
that
it.
shit.
You've got to take it.
You gotta
Stop.
dunk that
And I
shit.
don't understand why these coaches keep doing this. They keep fucking taking these opportunities away from these guys, and it's got to be addressed at some point. Maybe as a man, you got to go in there. Listen, coach, I get it. It's all about the team, but this is a record. Nobody's broken this record.
Right.
I want this record. Be a little bit selfish once in a
Look-
while. Be a little bit about me once in a while. It's fine.
Is it not like an entertainment business? You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that shit. I just want my name at the fucking top of the record
But
book.
that's what I mean, bro. You should be promoting these things as your product on the field for these records to constantly be being challenged and being broken.
But they're
why
not
would-
constantly being challenged and broken. That's the thing. They're so infrequently challenged
That's
and broken.
what I mean. So put that fucking guy on the field.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I'm saying?
You're not going to see it because the business side, the economic side, then jumps in, and that side says, You have a depreciating asset. You can't take the chance. So you have business, economics, fandom, and goals.
But that seems crazy to me that you're going to break it down to be like, you know what? We're going to need about 15 more runs out of this guy, and whatever. Like, what the fuck, man? Give him a
Since when do we
chance.
put running backs on a pitch count? Because
exactly.
here's the thing.
Modern sports.
Because here's the thing. If the Eagles were fighting for that, if the Eagles didn't have the 1 seed locked up and they were fucking sub 500 and they weren't going to the playoffs, Saquon would have played the whole fucking game.
Yeah, he would have
And so
bashed the record
fucking
probably.
spare me the bullshit. Like, you're willing to sacrifice his whole season next year if he goes out and shreds his knee now. He's done for next year, for all intents and purposes. So you're willing to forego all of next season if you're under 500, but, ooh, no, we might have a chance at the Super Bowl. We got to keep him on the sidelines. Man, fuck out of here with that shit. That is the shittiest logic ever, and it is fucking stupid. They should have let him go for the fucking record.
I was so pissed. Hell yeah, dude.
That's big business.
You
101.
robbed the fans. You robbed him, mostly him, because now he's I rushed for 2,000 yards. Cool, man. So did Chris Johnson. Does anybody remember that?
Yep.
No.
Barely.
Well, kind of.
You know what I mean?
Didn't Priest?
No, Jamal Lewis.
Lewis did.
Jamal. So you had
But Jamal Lewis.
Dickerson, OJ, Jamal Lewis, TD, CJ2K, Saquon, Adrian Peterson. Who are the two I'm missing?
The fucking guy from Cleveland?
No, I don't think Jim Brown ever broke 2,000.
No.
2,000 Young Club.
Who am I? And it's two obvious ones too. I know. I'm fucking whiffing on easy answers here.
No, I can't think of it at all either.
You said what?
I said Eric Dickerson.
Barry Sanders?
Oh,
Yep.
Barry Sanders.
Oh,
That's the easy
and
one.
there's
Derrick Henry?
Oh,
OJ.
right. Yeah, King Henry.
Yeah,
There it
OJ.
is.
What the
yeah,
fuck?
Saquon.
I completely forgot he even had 2,000 yards.
Quietest 2,000-yard season ever.
I cooked in the year. It says 1994. I was
Derrick
like, no,
Henry,
the fuck I
what,
didn't.
2020, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The COVID year.
Yeah, but
Yeah, COVID, yeah.
I never remembered that. I
Yep.
think because it was COVID year.
Yeah, it was Barry and King
It
Henry.
didn't count.
No,
There
no
was
one gave
no
a shit.
fans to cheer. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah, no shit. Nobody
Stupid.
was, yeah.
But as far as the division goes, the East, we fucked that one up pretty good. Jaden Daniels
Screwed
obviously
the pooch.
played much better than I think we anticipated. But neither here nor there. The
Man.
North, I kind of biffed this one pretty bad too. I had Green Bay winning the North, and then I had Detroit number 2 and the Vikes number 3. So bump the pack down.
I nailed the North. Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Bears finishing last, so I did have that. So I got that going for me. The South, again,
Fuck.
I had Atlanta number 1, Tampa number 2, and it came down to Week 18, and Tampa
Nope.
took it, and then I had New Orleans and Carolina.
No, I had this all messed up. I this is the closest division I had because I thought all the teams were shit. Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Bucks. I was dead wrong. But they were all within like 3 games.
Yeah, I had New Orleans number 3. I remember you putting the Saints at number 1. I was like, really?
I thought there was a chance.
I didn't see it. I
Because
had Atlanta. To me, it was a tight race between Atlanta and Tampa. It was a tight race in the real world too. I just had it was a flip of the coin for me. I just felt like Kirk Cousins was going to be. That team was more complete when they got Judon and Simmons. I felt like that defense was going to be a scotch better.
Was that wrong?
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
Talk about 2 meaningless fucking moves. And how much does that suck for Justin
scooch.
Simmons? Justin Simmons finally gets off the Broncos. He goes to a team that's like,
awful.
wow, we got a chance to win our division. Like, not only win the division, but like do something. And we got a good team. And Kirk Cousins is here. And we got a quarterback. And then they're not even in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Broncos, it's like Justin Simmons is Squidward in that meme. Like,
They're running on the outside.
looking
Yay!
at like Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix, like, yay.
Yay.
He's watching from the balcony like,
Yeah,
bitch.
fuck. And then the NFC West, obviously I had the Niners winning it, and then I had the Rams number 2, Seahawks, Cardinals. So obviously the Niners fucked me on that one, but I had the rest of the order right.
I had the order right besides the 49ers. God damn it, 49ers.
I'm gonna spruce and pee.
Okay.
Spruce.
What do you want us to hit right now? What we're going to talk about coming up for the playoffs upcoming?
Yeah, you better.
Talk about the end of the season awards.
End of the season awards. All right. So end of the season awards. Obviously, these awards haven't come out yet. My end of the season MVP, which I don't think he gets talked about enough because his team was shit and he wasn't. I had Joe Burrow as my NFL MVP.
Yeah.
He had a phenomenal season. Can you do me a favor? Can you look up Joe Burrow's stats for the end of the year? Because I think he was like fucking on fire to end the year.
I actually just had it up. Hold on a second.
I think he averaged like 3 touchdowns a game to end the last 3-4 games in a row.
Hold on. Yeah, he was fucking killing it, and he was number 1 in passing, by the way, too. So,
That's not a shock. He threw the ball all of everyone's mother.
So Burrow, 4,900 yards.
Holy shit! 4,900 yards?
Yeah, 49-18, 43 touchdowns, 9 picks. 75.0 quarterback rating.
Guy, you
so
know what?
he's your number 1 quarterback. He's number 1.
He should still be the MVP in my opinion. Fuck Allen, fuck Lamar. Joe Burrow.
So, and I mean,
the best.
So your top 5 right here for at least passing is Burrow with 49-18, Jared Goff at 46-29, and Baker with 4,500 flat.
That's
and then
crazy.
Geno Smith 43-20, and
All
then
right.
Sam Darnold at 40.
Geno Smith was a sneaky piece of shit.
That's crazy.
Because he had a bunch of passing yard incentives.
But he's not. Yeah. Dude, how fucking hilarious is it that Jerry Jones was just like, yo, we ain't putting in Cooper Rush because I don't want him to get snaps for that $250,000.
He
and
didn't
they
say that.
Cocked him out of it. Yeah, but they could have played him. Like,
Yeah, they
why
could have
not?
played him.
Like, what the fuck?
He's like, well, I thought we should save him.
Yeah,
Like, for
all right,
what?
well, what the fuck? Yeah, no kidding. Like, yo, like let your boy play and get his money.
He's like,
man.
we want to see
Damn.
what we had in Trey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. This year was kind of nutty. It's just funny. Like,
Who would you have picked as your NFL MVP? Like I know, obviously, out of context. Go back and be like, who would have been the guy
whoa, wait a minute. Go back like how far? Because like
for the season?
Ooh, who would I have thought my MVP? I would have thought the MVP probably would have been. I'm thinking either Allen or Mahomes. I would have said.
Okay, that makes
I
sense.
would have went back and been like, probably Allen or Mahomes is going to be the MVP for sure. I don't see anybody else kind of like taking it. I didn't think Saquon or Henry was going to have like a nutty ass year like that. I mean, I figured they were going to have, the usual standouts and shit. Jamar Chase with like his 1,700 yards and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I didn't think that, I didn't think that they would have any kind of shot at it, really. I figured it'd be like your usual suspects, fucking Mahomes, Allen. But looking at it now.
Now, unfortunately, I know Joey's MVP pick because I laughed. When
That's way changed. I mean, Mahomes ain't even close to being
not
in the conversation.
Not you. Joey's unfortunate MVP pick was Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, I went with the dark horse.
Hey, that's pretty dark.
That was a very dark horse.
It was very dark, but it was a very big horse, and I decided I wanted to ride that horsey. No, it was one of those things. Like I felt good about the Jags, and I felt like if Trevor Lawrence could have put together the season that Josh Allen did, when he was at this point in the league, I thought maybe that could be, a sneaky MVP pick, and it turned out to be a sneaky bad MVP pick. So, offensive player of the year too. I had Christian McCaffrey. Who did you guys have for MVPs? I heard Burrow and.
Well, I had Burrow, and he said he would have picked, if he was here, Allen or Mahomes.
One of them, Allen or Mahomes, I would have had.
Okay. Well,
but I hate Mahomes, so I'm taking Allen. That's who I probably would have said.
Who I think is probably still ultimately going to win it, even though Lamar statistically had a slightly better season. I think what Josh.
Burrow's season blows both of them out of the water.
Joe Burrow was
4,900 yards.
Joe Burrow is Dan Marino reincarnated. Like,
holy shit.
He is unfucking believable. Like listen, if it had not come at the Broncos' expense, I would have been rooting for the Bengals to make the playoffs 1,000%.
Man, he played out of his mind.
He got sacked 48 times.
Burrow?
But this is why
murdered.
This is why you don't lose to a team like the Patriots in week fucking 1.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
When you lose to the Patriots in week 1 and we all go, nah, that was stupid. Fuck. Like, all right, well, plenty of time to get it back.
Caleb Williams got sacked 68 fucking times this year. Holy dog
Yeah,
shit.
and guess what? I'm going to tell you something about Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, most of those were intentional sacks. Like, he just goes down so fast, and he runs out of the pocket and, like, dives on the ground.
He is such a little bitch.
He's not going to make it.
I can't fucking stand him.
He's not going to make it.
Can't stand him.
He needs someone like Ben Johnson to be the head coach there. Like, he needs an offensive-minded guru.
I don't think it's going to fucking matter, dude. Honestly, I think Ben Johnson's going to get one look at him. If Ben Johnson's worth his weight in salt as an offensive an offensive guru, he's going to be like, yeah, trade this kid and get me somebody fucking worth it.
Bo Nix pretty well protected at 24 sacks.
Listen, so I said,
fucking Bulls resigned.
what did I
Big
say?
bastard.
What did I say last year? All throughout the year. That everybody was shitting on it, right? Pro Football Focus, all these fucking my DVOA vibing, all these fucking nerd
Hate
sites.
DVOA.
These fucking nerd sites were like, "Oh, the Broncos have the worst offensive line in football." I said, "No,
No, it's not that bad.
we have a quarterback that can't get rid of the ball and runs into sacks constantly." But they don't take that into account because they just look at numbers and metrics in a vacuum, which isn't how football is played. Football is not played in a vacuum.
What about arm punts? You look at
We
arm
have,
punts?
yeah, no, we don't do arm punts either. We have the exact same 5 guys return on the offensive line this year, and we have the least sack quarterback in the league. We went from the most sack quarterback in the league to the least sack quarterback in the league, and only one thing changed, the quarterback. So what does that tell you?
Right.
Oh, that's right. I was right again. Oh, my God. Jesus. Uncle Donnie kept telling me I was going to get sick of winning. I was going to be winning so much. I'm still not there yet, but I'm getting close. But that being said, Joe Burrow is fucking unbelievable. That dude, I swear to God, please, Joe Burrow, do me a favor. Do not sign your next contract with the Cincinnati Bengals. Please explore your options. Go be a prime.
You said Burrow?
Yeah.
He's locked in long term, dude.
No, I know, but his next one.
What,
He's-
5 years from now?
Yeah. 4 years from now. Whatever. I think he's got an opt-out after like 3 years, or there's some sort of option.
Damn, I don't know when that is.
Because I think it was a 4 year. Because the extension was like 5 years, but it was already kind of.
Well, it included part of his rookie year or something like that. I forgot how it goes, but he's not going anywhere for a while.
Yeah, I know he's not, but please, just get the fuck out of Cincinnati.
He might have to,
Don't go there.
because what's going to happen is T. Higgins leaving this offseason?
Probably.
Is Jamar leaving in
Yeah,
2 years?
Absolutely.
I hope.
I mean,
T.
Higgins is
leaves.
definitely gone.
Well, Higgins, I don't know. His agent said he doesn't want to leave anymore, which I don't believe.
I don't believe that at all.
No.
Higgins is gone. They're not going to pay him. Look at what the Cincinnati Bengals did. They had was it Bates, the safety?
Jesse Bates.
Jesse Bates. They were like, yeah, we're not paying you. We don't care how good you are.
Of
See you
course
later.
not.
They don't pay their guy. Trey Hendrickson's going to be gone.
Hell yeah.
They're not going to pay him because their front office is fucking trash. And this is why bad teams stay bad. They finally stumble upon a fucking great quarterback, a franchise quarterback, and what are they going to do with it? Oh, right, nothing. They're going to squander it like they always do because of the fucking Bengals.
They got to fire that coach. That coach was dog shit all year.
But they
Coaching
won't.
was terrible.
They
I know
won't.
they won't, and they're gonna fuck it up because they're not good.
Sean, they already fucked it up by letting half their talent walk out the door.
I know.
And they're going to let T. Higgins walk out the door. And they're just going to tell Joe Burrow like they did, like the Green Bay Packers did Aaron Rodgers.
Make the next guy.
Go, make the next guy
Yeah.
good. See you later. And not to say that wide receivers are worth, but like when you have a guy in the building and you can keep him on a discount, you should have signed him 2 years ago to an extension. That would have been the smart thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Joe Burrow locked up for 3 out of the next 5 years or whatever it is. But stupid teams do stupid shit, and that's why they stay bad. Defensive Player of the Year, I did fucking nail this one.
You said Patrick.
I said
Peterson.
PS2.
Good job.
And it's looking like PS2 is going to be the Defensive Player of the Year.
I said
I
TJ.
did have that $9 bet that I put on Nick Benito that I should have fucking cashed out 3 weeks ago because I put a $9 bet on Nick Benito. When Nick Benito all of a sudden started racking up sacks and he had the pick six against Cleveland,
Take a third outfit change.
the odds for Nick Benito to win Defensive Player of the Year were plus 30,000. So I'm like, anytime you get
those odds.
3,000 to 1, like, yeah, I'm taking that shit.
30,000.
Or 300 to 1, I'm
Sorry,
taking
Fats,
it.
was I distracting you?
No, not at all. So I had $9 left in my FanDuel account at that
Do
very
it.
moment.
Dump it.
$9.47. I put $9 on Nick Benito to win Defensive Player of the Year. It was a $2,700 payout.
Hell yeah.
Dude, within a week and a half, his odds were like plus 4,000.
Awesome.
And I'm sitting there, and I got to a point where the cash out on it was like $397. And I was like, do I take the quick $400 now?
Wow, that might have been a damn good fucking.
I'm like, do I take the quick $400 now, or does he go to Cincinnati, get 2.5 sacks on Joe Burrow, And then we get Carson Wentz the last week of the season. He grabs another 2.5 sacks, which he did. That put him at 5 sacks in 2 games. Maybe he makes a big splash play in there somewhere and puts his name in the hat for real for Defensive Player of the Year. And do I want to miss out on 20? I said, fuck it, dude. It's a $9 bet. Let it ride.
Dump him out, bro. Just dump it out.
Yeah, I should have dumped him out. But whatever. It is what it is. He's not going to win it. But I did pick PS2 preseason. I had Offensive Rookie of the Year, Bo Nix. Obviously, that's going to Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter, dude. If Bo Nix had 10 more touchdowns than Jaden Daniels, and all things being equal, Bo Nix would need at least 10 more touchdowns, at least 5 more rushing touchdowns in order to beat Jaden Daniels out for that. Because A, Bo Nix is white. They're not giving it to a white boy. And B, he doesn't play in the NFC East. If you play in the NFC East, like Adam Shine, I think, made a great point about talking about Mike Evans being a first ballot Hall of Fame wide receiver, which he absolutely is.
100%.
He goes, the fact that this is an argument is ridiculous to me. He goes, if he played for the Dallas Cowboys, nobody would say fucking boo about that.
Of course not.
And he's like, the problem is he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so everybody's like, well, yeah, first ballot, come on. Same thing with Denver. The East Coast bias comes in. The NFC East.
Yep, they hate him. They fucking hate him.
They love the it's the NFC East in Pittsburgh. If you play for any of those 5 teams, you're automatically a leg up on anybody else in the league for an award.
I would say it's basically any East, like AFC, NFC, or the whole East Coast. There's a gigantic East Coast bias.
The East Coast bias is insane, but it's mostly the NFC East because that's your legacy blue bloods. Nobody really fucking gives a shit about the Jets. They hate the Dolphins. They hate the Patriots. The Bills are like, okay, cool, you're there, but you're New York, but you're not really New York. You're not in the city.
You're like Canada.
Yeah.
You're the 51st state.
Yeah, soon to be. And
the awards are
then you have Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's the big AFC powerhouse for legacy and awards.
They
That's why
Baltimore shit too. I feel like. Well, that's
not really, but yeah, Baltimore would come in if it came down to, let's say Lamar Jackson and Bo Nix have identical stats next year, and they're the 2 best quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
Lamar Jackson's getting that all day.
10 times.
Not even close. Not even a thought.
Yeah. Like I believe you that Jaden Daniels is definitely going to.
The only reason why Peyton Manning. The only reason why Peyton
Manning.
They're
so close though.
The only reason why Peyton Manning won MVP in Denver is because he'd already established himself as Peyton fucking Manning, and then went to Denver.
Right. And then went and absolutely.
Yeah. What do you have the numbers for Jaden Daniels?
Yeah,
and
I got.
Bo Nix
Yeah.
pulled up?
So Bo Nix right now has 3775 yards, and he went 29 touchdowns for 12 picks.
That's insanely good.
So,
told you, baby.
And Jaden Daniels went 35-68, and he had 25 and 9. So a little less touchdowns, a little less picks, and a little less yards, but both in the playoffs.
But here's the thing: there's 2 games that are going to give Jaden Daniels that award. The Hail Mary against Pittsburgh.
Facts, crazy.
I'm sorry, against Chicago.
No, I think that was Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
It was definitely Chicago because I remember the guy in the end zone, the defensive back standing there dancing.
Celebrating before the ball was thrown.
And the audience, turn the fuck around.
Yeah. So it was the Hail Mary against Chicago. And
Chicago had the whites on. Yeah.
And beating the Philadelphia Eagles with 5 touchdowns in that game. That's it.
Jaden ripped it up that game.
He did, and you know what? Props to him.
I like the kid. I didn't really know about him.
How many rushing touchdowns did Jaden Daniels have? Because I know Bo had 4.
6.
Hold on.
Bo had 4 and caught 1, so that's 5 more. So he totaled 34 touchdowns this year.
Don't fucking ask me shit like this because I don't know.
Are you on his profile? There's no rushing statistic?
No, it just comes
Go
up
to
25.
Go to Pro Football Reference.
PFF.
Yeah, all right.
Pro dash.
I actually don't even
Football
know
Reference.
why the fuck I was even on that.
You just keep I keep Pro Football Reference open on every platform, like every device I have. I use that website probably more than all of the others combined. Seriously, I do.
No, I just know how Pornhub, Pro Football Reference, Pornhub.
I'm a RedTube guy.
RedTube?
Oh yeah, RedTube all day.
Yeah, well, I have no idea why I don't just keep this shit up. I really don't. All right, we are.
That's McDaniels.
No, that's just Jaden.
I'm
Daniels.
joking.
Jaden McDaniels. It's Josh's kid.
Oh, fuck. I would hate him already.
Damn it!
Dude, if Josh McDaniels come back to the Patriots,
I'm gonna laugh.
you're
my
going to see
ass
me
off.
fucking glare so hard at the screen like...
Honestly, though, if Vrabel is the head coach, Daniel McDaniels is the OC, I wouldn't hate that.
If the
I were
Robert
you.
Saleh thing came through...
I believe 5 rushing.
All right, so you had
I said 6. I thought
So
it
we
was
had
6.
five. So we had 5. So we had one more rushing, but Bo had the receiving. So they had equal rushing and receiving.
Oh, 6 rushing seasons. Sorry, 6.
Oh, okay.
6.
Yeah. I thought I heard that stat recently. That's
So
why.
we had 29 total touchdowns, or 30 total touchdowns to Bo's 34. Bo had more yards, a couple more picks, but yeah, no, I mean Bo had the better season. They're both, I think, they're both 10-7, or did Washington get 11 wins?
They went. Jesus Christ, Paul, I'm fucking up, dude. Not on my game, dude. It's been a couple fucking weeks since now my computer's
Been a
just
month.
freezing. Now my computer's just not doing anything.
You Peter
No, they had 12 wins. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Why is it not
the
going
Redskins had 12 wins?
they did.
Oh,
Hey, the Redskins might seriously be their name again soon. That's legitimate.
Well, it's funny because did you see Zuck the Cuck in his press conference today?
you fired.
Yeah.
Basically come out and be like, we fucked up. We're not doing this anymore.
Did you see who they hired?
What, all 3 like Trump dudes?
Yes.
Yeah.
They hired 3 Trump guys.
Oh, I know they were I forget what was it, Politico or the Washington Post, somebody was like, Facebook goes full MAGA and hires 3 straight white males to like head up there like thing. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
Whoa, now, yeah.
It's like it's almost like Facebook was better if 3 straight white males had been in charge this whole time rather than your fucking joke ass DEI woke bullshit hires.
Right. That they complain about all the fucking time.
Yeah, maybe Facebook wouldn't have gotten ruined in the first place had we hired straight white males to do the job. Or and hear me out
Weird
on this.
shit.
You know, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Maybe forget their race, color, or creed.
Right.
Maybe just 3 competent adults.
Just the best qualified
Yeah,
people
the most
for the
qualified
job,
people. And if it happened to be 3 straight white guys, so be it. But if you want to throw a black lesbian in there, fucking whatever, bro.
Doesn't matter.
It's cool. If she's the most qualified person, do it. But anyway, I digest. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get back to having fun on Facebook again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Doubt it.
I don't doubt it because they're going to a community note style.
Also doubt it.
What do you mean you doubt it? That's what they said.
I know what they.
I saw Zucker's
I know
little
what they
thing.
said. All of a sudden, the person given the power for community notes are going to be bullshit people.
No, community. That's not how community notes works.
You think so?
Community notes works. It's people can edit them. Like it's like Wikipedia used to be before the founder of Wikipedia came out and was like, yeah, until they only gave all the power to these fucking woke fucking leftists who are extremely biased.
I have no idea how that works.
I'm gonna reserve judgment until I actually see it happening in real time because
I
it
don't
seems
know what it
complete
is, so.
bullshit.
Community notes on Twitter is fucking legit.
Listen, that's what we're talking about. The right place for it. Because someone will post something and just be like, "This is a political ad for some kind of sex and gambling." And I was like, "Yeah, it's nailed it."
Yep, pretty much. It's great. Twitter's awesome now. It's so sweet. Free speech is coming back, baby. And you know what? We'll have always been on the right side of the right side of that cutting edge. But anyway, on to the. All right, are we good with the season review?
That was the
covered
whole
everything?
season. We covered everything.
Did we
Oh,
hold
who did we
ourselves
do?
accountable enough?
Who did we do? Who did we do for defensive rookie of the year? I think this is still up in
I
the
had
air.
I had what's his name? Latu.
You had
the Colts.
Yeah?
I mean, that was a good part. He got hurt though, didn't he?
No.
No, he didn't. I had Jared Verse or
Jared
him,
versus from
the
Rams. Yeah,
but he came on strong at the end.
he did. I don't know who. I honestly don't know who's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
It might be Latu because he played out of his mind beginning of the year.
Latu was good, but it's all. But that award, I feel like, is such a "What have you done for me lately" award.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It
is.
comes down to what you do after Thanksgiving, and that's what people remember.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I think Jaden Daniels is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year because he beat Philly, and the Hail Mary was a little later in the year. That was a big win for them.
They made memories.
Plus 12 wins, but. And here's my thing, and this is what I wanted to get back to with the accountability shit, because this is where I really get fucking annoyed with these awards, right? So if you're going to give Jaden Daniels Offensive Rookie of the Year, right? Because, well, he won 2 more games than Bo Nix. He didn't have as good of stats, but he won 2 more games. Oh, whoa. What did you have the Broncos winning preseason? How many wins? You had them drafting top 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You had the Redskins as like a 500-ish, maybe slightly above 500-ish team. Sounds to me like Bo Nix did more for his team than Jaden Daniels did for his. Because if you had the Redskins with Jaden Daniels at 10-7 preseason, and you had the Broncos at 3-14, that's a 4-game difference.
That's a huge swing.
You know what I mean? That's 3 and then 7 minus 4. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big swing. So Bo Nix was able to impact his team to the tune of 7 more games, while Jaden Daniels only able to impact 2. So sorry, a 5-game difference.
Right.
That's a pretty big fucking deal, right? Is it not?
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is what ticks me off about these awards is that nobody goes back and looks at what they said in August and July about these teams when they're
it's totally forgotten about.
they dismiss it because they're like, well, fuck, I was mad wrong about that. I don't want to bring it up. But if we're going to hold ourselves accountable, if you're going to sit here and tell me Jaden Daniels is unequivocally the offensive rookie of the year, okay, well, what did you have the Redskins doing preseason? Where did you have them? Oh, all right, you had them at 9-8.
Garbage.
Okay,
I
fair.
had him at garbage.
But if you had the Broncos at 2-16, then that tells me that Bo Nix did more for his team than Jaden Daniels did for his.
Yeah.
Even though Jaden Daniels eked out 2 more wins on the season than, Bo Nix did, you put Bo Nix way down here, and you put Jaden Daniels kind of, Jaden Daniels was starting on third, if you will, to use that old analogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they gave him way more high praise than where they was going to be
So,
Bo Nixon because
and
they
that's
counted him way
what
the fuck out.
and that's where I like it chaps my ass about these awards. Same thing with like defensive player of the year and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like if
They're all
TJ Watt had stayed healthy the entire year, he's a shoe-in for defensive player of the year. PS2 isn't even a fucking they're like not even talking about him, dude. If the Niners were any good, Nick Bosa would be defensive player of the year. They would just give it to whoever the highest name brand recognition guy
On
is.
good teams. Yeah,
and
yeah,
give
yeah.
it to, then that's it, dude. Because these, again, and this is what I fucking say all the time. Do not overestimate these people that vote on these things. NFL head coaches, NFL GMs, don't overestimate them. They're no smarter than you or I. They just fell into a different line of work, and this is what they do. They don't fucking care. They're going to default to the same fucking bullshit that they always do.
Yes.
Especially these writers. I mean, these writers are the most pompous jackasses maybe in the fucking history of the world.
Or if you're Joy Taylor, you could just sleep with everybody.
Oh, that too. Like Jason Taylor's my brother. Want to fuck me and give me a job? Okay. Thanks. I'm talking about nepotism hires, but Jesus Christ. But my point, the whole theme of the show, again, was accountability. So if we're going to go back, right, and we're going to look and we're going to say, hey, man, the Broncos are a top 5 draft pick this year. That's how bad this team is. This roster sucks. Okay, when they make the playoffs at 10-7, you've got to acknowledge that you were dead wrong about that team, but also you got to give credit to somebody somewhere. Well, is it Bo Nix? Is it Sean Payton? Is Sean Payton your coach of the year? Because he, according to every major news media outlet, he should be, because he just took this bottom 3 roster, according to Pro Football Focus, this bottom 3 roster and took him to 10-7 and made the playoffs.
Wow, it's apparently a lot of luck.
I mean, they're either the luckiest fucking team in the world,
Yep.
or maybe they just weren't as bad as you thought they were because you weren't paying attention.
Pro Football Focus says they
You
have
eat shit. You
Yeah.
eat shit and you die.
Yeah.
For doubting me,
What episode was that? Who said that?
South Park from Mr. Garrison.
No, it's you go to hell.
No, you go to hell.
hell,
You
you
die. I know,
die.
but I
Okay.
just wanted to say you eat shit. 'cause
Yeah.
it sounded
And I was
better,
like, that. It clicked something. And I was like,
Yeah.
Is that
that's
season 1 or 2?
I just remember you go to hell and you die. I just thought it was funny.
Was that the Kathy Lee Gifford episode where he tries to
Yes.
assassinate
It
Kathy
is
Lee
Kathy
You
Gifford?
go
Lee
to hell.
Gifford.
You go to hell and you die.
No, that's the bitch must die. And then he shoots her. But yeah, I forget. But yeah.
Funny shit. 30 years.
But yeah, I don't.
Wow.
I have no fucking sympathy for anyone in the mainstream media anymore Not that I ever really did, because I always knew that they were overpaid blowhards for the most part. And people will sit here and tell me, like, oh, you're a fucking blowhard and this and that. Yeah, but I'm fucking smarter than you. I've forgotten more than you've ever fucking
Well,
learned.
you're a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, no shit.
No, I know more than you, though.
Of
so
course,
fuck you.
of course, I'm a dickhead. I've earned the right to be a fucking dickhead. Okay, this is what I do. All right, you want to know every starting quarterback from 2003? I got you covered,
The
bro.
guy's like, no.
Like, yeah, exactly. But guess what? I know it. So
Oh,
whatever, bro. Like,
shit.
eat my ass. Oh, dude.
You eat shit. You eat shit and you die.
You eat shit, you die. But there's no accountability in the mainstream media anymore, and that's what fucking frustrates me. Because now these same people that picked the Broncos and Bo Nix and Sean Payton to be a top 5 draft pick are going to be voting on Offensive Rookie of the Year. They're obviously going to give it to Jaden Daniels for everything we just laid out. And they're not going to take into account the fact that those same people predicted the Broncos to be horrible at the beginning of the season, and they predicted the Redskins to be, kind of, second, third in the division, and with the chance to overachieve. They were dead fucking wrong.
We didn't pick comeback player of the year. There's no DeMar Hamlin this year.
Oh, there wasn't a DeMar Hamlin. Did I pick comeback player of the year? I might have, actually.
We didn't. We didn't do it.
No, we didn't.
I would have marked it down.
Comeback player of the year?
Who would be comeback player of the year? Because we could just fucking guess it right
All
now.
right, right now it's got to be Sam Darnold.
Oh, okay, good pick. That's a really good pick. I can't
Facts.
think of anybody else.
Yeah, who else would it be?
I can't think of anybody else. I mean, Saquon, maybe.
No, he's coming back from what though?
But
Like
he's
a
going to be
injury?
offensive player of
No
the year. So
injury,
not,
though, like, right? He
no,
didn't-
but just
a shit.
Just life.
yeah, like, sorry you had to play for the Giants. Here's comeback player of the year.
Oh, okay. J.K. Dobbins,
Dobbins.
is a great one because
Dobbins is-
technically
yeah.
he's been an injury-riddled fucking mess.
But what did he really? No, he's not winning it. They're not giving. You're not getting. J.K.
Well, he wasn't
Dobbins ain't
shit
winning it.
before he got there.
That's
I
what
mean,
but he wasn't. She's not shit really now.
well, no, he plays really well for the Chargers this year. He was pretty great.
Come on,
Nearly 1,500 yards rushing.
dude. Come on. We're not giving that dude fucking
Really?
comeback player of the year.
1,500 yards after coming off
Over
of
Sam
Darnold?
Darnold?
Yeah, and he missed like 3 games or some shit like that.
Over Sam Darnold.
No, I think Sam Darnold is the pick.
Oh,
and
all right.
plus the
Yeah,
quarterback.
Yeah, okay. J.K. could be in the conversation, but that's where it ends.
How much does that bitch have? And he missed multiple games too because I had him in fantasy. Bitch ass, broke ass. bitch ass.
905 yards.
Get the fuck out of here. What's 1,500 then? Was it receiving yards too?
You mean to tell me you're trying to tell me a dude
Hold
that
on,
had
hold
900
on, hold
yards
on.
rushing?
Hold on.
Is it
He
comeback
missed like
player of the
4
year?
games.
So
Hold
what?
on. I said conversation.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Saquon missed 1 and he had 2,000 yards.
He had over 2,000 yards.
Nah, he definitely didn't have nobody's 1,500 yards receiving.
I'll say
either.
not 1,500 yards receiving.
Oh, but like
all
with-
together.
Yeah, all per.
1,500 yards receiving. He'd be
Yeah.
a number 1 receiver.
Well, he didn't have any more than 5. I didn't even look where.
All right, fuck it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like looking through on this thing because.
Hold on, give me 3 seconds.
Yeah, Joey's just on it. I'm fucking.
Sam Darnold won 14 games and had to play for the Jets and Carolina. Give that man the award.
Yeah, Dobbins had 153 yards receiving.
Dude, how do you...
Yeah, I was to say he was way the fuck down. I'm like, he's
Yeah,
not
barely
even,
1,000
yeah,
yards combined. I don't know
God
what you guys are talking
damn.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, he did play well when he did play.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's still not defensive comeback player of the year.
How fucked is Carolina? You had Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold at the same time, and you said both of these dudes are dog shit. Got rid of them. They both went on.
Isn't it amazing what happens when you don't play for the Browns, the Panthers, the Raiders,
Hey,
the Jaguars?
Jake Delhomme would be very disagree with you right now. He loved the Carolina.
Can we? All right, so we should probably just pause real quick. Can we put some respect on Jake Delhomme's name? That man took the Panthers to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was massively disrespected.
And not like Cam Newton, you know what I mean? Like, he actually had to work for that shit. And then that 08 team that was really fucking good when they had Jay Stu and D'Angelo.
Jay Stu, that motherfucker was a beast.
He went to a Super Bowl, lost it
Yep.
to the Broncos.
Yep.
But
That sucks.
D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart.
D'Angelo Williams. Okay, I couldn't think of his last name. I could picture him with the long dreadlocks. And
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I can't
he
think
was
of what
nice.
his last name.
Yeah, he
That was his rookie year was 08, right? Or was it Jay Stu's rookie year?
I think that was Jonathan Stewart's rookie year.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Williams
Was
was like an
07
07 guy.
Yeah.
Because I wanted him over Lawrence Maroney, and I
Yep.
got Maroney.
Yeah. Maroney was actually pretty good too. But all right, I think think we've hammered home the accountability portion of the show, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, we went over all of our picks, how we did bad and everything like that, and what we did good.
What we missed on, what we whiffed on.
A few
what
of
we
us
hit on.
A few of us got the whole divisions right.
But here,
couple games
yeah, I would
off.
say here's the bottom line. We got way more right than we got wrong. Okay, I did throw $100 on the Broncos to win over 9.5 games this year, and then I did throw another fucking bet on them to win exactly 10 games this year. So you can sit here and tell me, oh, you got lucky, you got lucky. I can sit here and tell you I know my team.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck you.
The one thing I'll say, going back to that preview show, I said the Patriots should not start Jacoby Brissett week 1. They should absolutely start Drake May. He looks ready.
1,000%.
Baptism by fire.
That's what I always say.
And then when
throw that boy in there.
And then,
Fuck it.
throw that boy in. And then when Drake actually got in there and he lit the world on fire, he probably would have won a game or two more than. I mean, there was still dog shit.
Who
But
cares? You gotta put that man in there. You gotta be like, listen, kid, here's the gun. You know what I'm saying? This is your fucking franchise now. Go. You know what I mean? This is your.
Is this Coach Alec Baldwin?
Yeah, I don't know. Remember that? Like, wait, what was that thing? Remember that old like Western thing or whatever? It was like John Wayne, where he just picks that kid up and just hawks him into the fucking river. You ever seen
I'm
that?
pretty sure
I
that
did,
kid.
yeah.
That kid was just being a prick, though.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, though, right? He's like, hey, mister. And he just picks him up. He's like, you got to learn how to swim, Timmy, or whatever. I don't know. And he just fires him in the river. But no, I'm just saying, you got to put your man in there, bro. You can't
But
be sitting
listen,
the guy
Peyton
down.
Manning said it best.
I
Baptism
know-
by fireworks.
They all say it.
I know the pain
I mean, great.
of not having trust
Brady.
in the guy that you drafted.
Brady had the luxury of sitting behind Bledsoe for a year. A-Rod sat behind Favre for 3.
Four.
You know, 4. No.
Yeah, it was 4 because he
2.
played in his 5th year.
05, 6, 7. 08, he was gone. They drafted A-Rod in 05.
Wasn't A-Rod 04?
No, he was 05. 04 was Big Ben, Eli, and Phillip Rivers. 05 was Alex Smith and A-Rod. You don't have to look it up.
No, hold on. No.
I promise you, I'm right.
No, I'm fucking looking it up.
Okay.
Let's just sit here and waste time.
No,
I should
keep
start
going.
charging for this.
No, shut the hell up.
And then 06 was Cutler, Leinart, Young.
Joe was like, I just went over this. How I just accountability.
I'm checking it.
I just want to see his face. I just want to see
Stat
him.
checking.
I just want to see him.
Sean's pulling
I
a
love
sock.
when
3 years
Sean.
later, 2009.
I love when Sean has to sit here and tell me I'm right. It's one of my favorite things. We've been doing this show for 10 years together, so every single time and every time Sean has to sit and tell me
it's
I'm right.
fucking doubt. I have doubt. I openly.
I
I'm
know.
fact checking in
Of
real
all
time.
the people to doubt, I should be the one you don't.
Well, suck my balls.
Especially when it
Anyway,
comes to names, dates, and places.
So yeah, no,
Those goddamn Arnie
yeah,
Ball.
year 3, year 4 he started. You're right.
I know.
All right, kiss my ass.
Thank you.
He did play in the
Can
first
you
3 years.
can
though.
you say that a little louder into my good ear?
I said suck my ass.
I'm sorry.
You eat shit. You
sorry.
eat shit and you
Yeah,
die.
you
I, think
hate
I don't think my headphones are working. What was that you said
I said fuck
before
y'all.
you said suck my ass? I think there was something that was like
Suck my ass.
it was like more smite or something like that. I don't know.
Rogers in 2020 had 48 touchdowns passed. I didn't remember that.
The COVID year, yeah.
Yeah.
You fucking
Fuck,
tore it
man.
up, dude.
Yeah. Old bastard.
Another one that no one talks about, like that COVID year was all fucking bullshit.
Dude. It really was. It was such trash.
The game was worse. Everyone like had crazy
I hated
stats.
That
Brady won a Super Bowl. Fucking lame. Fucking lame
Oh,
as fuck.
yeah,
All
They
right.
had,
was
they had
that.
700 Tampa Bay nurses in the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
They were like, oh, we took a break from making TikToks in the overrun hospital to come watch Tom Brady play.
Yeah.
Yay. Fucking lames. All right. Anyway, 774-992-8702 is the phone number. If you want to call us, get your predictions in. We're going to start doing our playoff predictions now.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot more to get to, so stick with us. It's been fun so far. The
Playoff
theme of the
prediction.
show was accountability, okay? So we're going to hold ourselves accountable here. We've got everything written down, all right? Whoops. Everybody's got everything written down.
Oh.
Everything's here.
Let's go.
We know what's going to happen. So
Paul should put money on his bet.
in
Yo,
2
I
weeks,
filled out a bracket, by the way. I figured
in
out
2 weeks,
Your
you know,
bracket's
when
fucking
you want to
crazy.
come and fact check us, which Facebook will no longer do, thank God. You want to come and write a community note under our Row 1 Seat 1 Facebook page, you are more than welcome to do so. So, obviously, I nailed it. Ha! I love it. I nailed it. I got the Broncos over 9.5 wins this year. I bet them to hit exactly 10 wins. That was a $1,040 payout on a $110 bet for me. Pretty good return on my investment. Had the Broncos scored a defensive touchdown on Sunday against the Chiefs backups, I would have been an additional $1,200 richer, by the way.
Damn.
Did you see that parlay I put together?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Nice.
All right. The big one was the Broncos defense scoring. That was the big anytime touchdown score. But I was like, in my head, I'm like, fuck it. Last week of the season, Chiefs backups, you're at home. PS2 just steps in front of one.
I didn't realize it was Carson Wentz. I was like,
PS2
shit,
steps
I
in front of one, takes it to the house, seals up Defensive Player of the Year, locks the game down for the Broncos. Broncos go to the playoffs. Everybody's happy.
Officially a
In my
blowout.
head, it sounded really good. Luckily, it was only a $10 bet, so who gives a shit? But whatever.
Solid.
All right, first round. So we'll start with the Saturday games. Texans, Chargers, 4 versus 5. Chargers going to Houston. Paul, who do you like in this one?
Shit.
Sorry, am I boring you?
No.
You yodeled in the middle of that yawn.
I got Chargers heading down to H-Town and taking care of Bizneck. You know what I mean?
I too.
They standing on that business.
The Hemi, whatever. Hemi award,
I
whatever.
hate that shit. I hate that shit. I do think the Chargers are a better team right now than the Texans. I think the
Bullshit.
Texans need some shit going on. Texans have too many injuries.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think the Texans are too.
I think the Chargers go down there.
They're banged up. I think. Listen, for all the shit I talked about Harbaugh before he went to the Chargers,
Yeah.
all the shit I talked about Harbaugh is going to take like 2 to 3 years to come to fruition. Okay,
Right.
they're never going to win a Super Bowl with Harbaugh, and then as they come close, and they're going to get close. They might get to one. They're not going to win it. They might get to one. Wouldn't it be funny? Oh, it can't happen this time.
What?
But if we have an AFC championship of the Harbaughs, because then we'll have had a Super Bowl of the brothers, an AFC championship of the brothers. It's like, all right, now both y'all need to jump ship, go to the NFC, and then we had the NFC championship with the brothers, so that you guys can say we played each other at every top level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of funny. But I don't know that can actually. Oh yeah, actually it would happen. But anyway, I think the Chargers are going to go into Houston. I think they're going to take care of business. I just think the Texans are just too depleted right now. No Stephon Diggs, no Tank Dell.
Dude, no Tank Dell for life.
Don't put it past the Texans. Like, the Texans are a dangerous team. C.J. Stroud's good.
Is Mixon even healthy? I don't
But
think so.
I don't know. Yeah, the health of that team scares me. The Chargers seem like they're kind of on a roll right now.
Their running back is Reuben Drones.
Don't you fucking talk shit about Reuben Jones, all
Well,
right?
Reuben Jones is probably like 45
fucking
right now.
fucking fantasy stud of 2004.
Dude, speaking of 45, Jamal Lewis just turned 45. Didn't he retire fucking 15 years ago?
Bro, literally 2 weeks from today is my 40th birthday.
Okay, but no,
We
I'm
will be
saying,
celebrating my birthday live on the air.
dude, but I thought like Jamal Lewis was like legitimately like in his 50s by now. He retired so long ago.
And then I'm gonna be able to sit in here and like yell into the mic and be like, "I'm a man. I'm 40."
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
He's
Oh,
50 now.
We're gonna have to play that clip a lot in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Play me, they're
Um,
kids.
They're kids. I'm a man. I'm 40. So I've got the Chargers winning that one too. Ravens Steelers.
Easy peasy.
I just don't see any way Russell Wilson goes into Baltimore and leads the Steelers past the Ravens. If they do, if the Steelers somehow get past the Ravens, I will be the single most thankful football fan maybe in the history of football fans.
Really?
Well, that makes an easier path.
Because
yeah.
because that knocks the only team out that I, as a Broncos fan, am like truly like we can't beat them. We're not equipped to beat them right now.
They just straight up run on down your
They'll
throat.
just grind us down. They will. They'll do exactly what they did to us in the regular season, where they're just going to hand the ball out and they're going to grind us down. We don't have the depth defensively to compete with a team, an offense like Baltimore. They will wear the Broncos out. So if the Steelers can go in,
And just fuck that.
steal one, pun intended, I would be elated. Like, I will be wearing my Joey Porter jersey all day on Sunday. Like,
Joey
let's
Porter Jr.
fucking go. No, No,
I know you
I
mean
got the
senior.
Joey Porter Senior, bro.
Senior,
I
bro.
rep with the OGs, my dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I just don't see that
That
happening.
being said,
but
I got the Ravens winning this one
yeah,
pretty handily.
I got Ravens on
I'm
that
thinking
one.
like 31-13 Ravens.
Derrick Henry is just, dude, it's
My
like
chocolate
the
stud pony, bro.
craziest
He's too
threat
good.
you've ever seen, bro. And we all kind of knew this was going to happen, and we're like, yeah, on paper, this should work. And then it kind of did. We were like, fuck.
Not just kinda, it worked.
It, like, really worked.
Way better
Like
than I
the
think. It worked better than any of us anticipated.
You know what I didn't really think was going to fucking happen was Lamar Jackson was going to throw 4 interceptions. But since you put it like you did the other day, that obviously he doesn't throw as much as, say, Joe Burrow or like guys like up or whoever has those, those numbers. But still, 4's not
That's
a
an
lot
incredibly low number.
for a guy who's more of a run first, pass later kind of guy.
Well, no,
That's-
he's not a run first guy. He's a run when it's necessary guy. He's just very good at running.
but he's a quarterback that has designed runs.
A lot of them do these days,
So,
though. But you're right. You're
true.
right. I
like
get
a
what you're
pocket
saying.
passer has like design runs.
He's
like,
right. He is
not
today,
really.
yeah.
He is more of a hybrid than either a pocket passer or a runner. He's more.
Yeah, because
how
you
do I-
couldn't tell me that. Like I would.
He's
sit
more
there-
Randall Cunningham than he is Michael Vick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say you would be wrong about saying he's a pocket passer, but
Or maybe he's Randall Cunningham with Michael Vick's
he's
running
not.
ability.
Like he is, he's not. But yeah, I look at him more of like a running quarterback.
No, see when I think of a running quarterback, I think of Michael Vick, Tim Tebow. Jesus Christ, there's not many really. Like guys that would.
Baker, I think, is a running quarterback most of the time.
Nah, he's not
He
a
doesn't,
running.
he doesn't have to,
He's
but
a
No,
scrambler.
there's a difference between guys like because like people like consider John Elway a running quarterback for years.
RG3 was a running quarterback. too.
RG3,
I
like,
was gonna say RG, but he just played so little. I didn't want to like.
because he
but
was
like-
a running quarterback.
that was
Steve,
his style,
Steve Young was
right,
another one.
right.
Everybody considered a running quarterback, but they weren't running quarterbacks.
Not to today's NFL.
they were
Back
guys.
then,
They were guys that could run when they needed to. Lamar he has the running ability of Michael.
Jalen Hurts
Like I
is
said,
kind
he's
of.
Nah.
he's like Michael Vick and Randall Cunningham had a love child. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
he can throw the ball exceptionally well when he needs to, and he can run the ball exceptionally well when he needs to. We've never seen anybody really do what Lamar Jackson's done
No,
in this league
he's
before.
nuts, bro.
Not with the efficiency of which he does each. Because again, did he rush over 1,000 yards this year?
I don't
I
think
think
so.
it was just shy. Hold on.
'Cause that's-
Hold.
That's just fucking
Fucking
insane.
terrifying.
To throw for 4,000 and run for another 1,000 is crazy. Like, I think that's been done once before
Probably by him.
by him. Like he did that. Do you need me to look it
That's
up?
disgusting.
No, hold on. I mean, yeah, kind of, because I'm off. I mean, all of a sudden,
Nope,
this
nope.
whole.
Actually, yeah.
I'm trying to look, and I'm like, okay, where are we here? 2024. Yeah, it doesn't like break it down like that. Oh wait, hold on.
Passing 4,100, rushing and receiving.
That's all I have is 4,100. It doesn't give me the fucking like.
915. So you rush for
God
915
damn.
yards.
I knew it was 900. I just didn't know how much.
That's
So,
insane.
That is an insane number. Like
Like where the fuck? I don't like Pro Football Focus, bro.
you got to learn to use it, dude. Not Pro Football Focus. Get off that bullshit.
Wait, I mean reference. Sorry,
Pro Football Reference is the greatest website ever gifted to mankind.
I'm okay. Well, give me a
All
fucking
right,
minute. Yeah,
maybe it's like second to fucking Pornhub and RedTube, but whatever.
Jesus Christ.
And then a distant fourth is Google, but whatever. Fuck you. No, Lamar is he's that dude, bro. Like he's such a stud, and if they can, if they're gonna do. Thing that worries me about Baltimore is that they're gonna do what they did last year. They're gonna get into a situation where they keep doing the thing that they're not supposed to do. And, we've got the number one rushing offense in the league. What are we going to do? Hand the ball off 8 times. That's it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to let Lamar throw it 52 times. You're like, no.
and he's gonna start holding the ball for 8 seconds.
Yeah, and nah, don't do that.
This might be the year that they get over that hump because now when Lamar starts fucking holding the ball for 6 to 8 seconds, he can just hand it off to Derrick Henry. Be like, go fucking do something, bro. You know what I mean?
No, he wouldn't hold the ball for 6 to 8 seconds, then hand it off to Derrick
No,
Henry.
I know that.
He's either
Like,
handing it off to Derrick
But
Henry or he's throwing
Harbaugh
it.
would
But,
just be like, okay, no more passing because you're holding the fucking ball, genius.
But-
We're gonna start running.
all right, so we all got the Ravens in that one.
For sure.
All right.
Not even close.
Next, we've got Bills Broncos Sunday 1:00, which I absolutely fucking hate this time slot. Like, could you not? You
That's
couldn't.
a trash.
Like,
One?
you had to give the Bills, the Broncos, the 1 o'clock time slot on Sunday.
That's trash.
Like, we couldn't have the afternoon slot, the 4:30.
I like the one.
No, I hate the fucking 1 o'clock
See,
slot.
I'm exhausted from kids. That's why.
That is like the
"Ah."
worst. That's the worst time slot of all of them. That's like
I like one
because that's traditionally the game that everybody thinks is going to be the most shitty. That's why they put them there.
No,
Because-
not for the playoffs.
Yes. Like 1 o'clock Sunday, nobody's fucking no. It's not the 4 o'clock or the 8 o'clock or the Monday night game. Ideally, we would have been the Monday night game because I really wanted to watch the fucking Manning cast with the
That
Broncos.
would have been tight.
That would have been so dope.
That would have been tight.
Having Eli and Peyton and Belichick breaking down. Well, I don't know if Belichick would have been there, but
No, he still can.
I hope he is. But I would because I'm still looking at that Vikings Rams game on Monday night now. It's starting to look real saucy. But
Saucy.
I was praying we were going to get the Monday night game, but we didn't. We got the 1 o'clock game, Broncos Bills. Sean, who do you like in this one?
I am going to be rooting my ass off for the Denver Broncos. I will not
I
cheer
knew you
for.
would.
I
knew
would
you would.
not cheer for the Buffalo Bills
You
to
hate
save my
Josh.
fucking life.
You hate Josh Allen
I
so
hate
bad.
Josh. I hate Josh Allen, the fucking player, because it just makes me wrong all the time. I just can't stand the fucking. I just can't stand the fucking fans either. Fans like holding dildos in their ass, walking to the stadium. Like that shit is just so gay.
That's weird.
Like get the fuck out of here, that shit.
What? That's weird.
It's like how'd that guy get
Oh, seriously? Like what? That's
how'd that guy get a giant dildo into the stadium? And they
And it's
did.
not just one guy; it's multiple guys
Well,
get these.
every
in
time they
there.
play the Patriots would score like dildos would come flying.
I got
down.
Broncos on that one. I hope. Honestly.
Dude, I remember Kendrick Bourne being like, with this point in the end zone, he scored a touchdown. He went, and it was like massive
It was
15-inch.
this fucking pink 15-inch dildo
Dilly.
just sitting in the
Dilly
end zone.
dilly.
And it was like fucking Cam Newton or Mac Jones was throwing him the ball, and he was like, "Yo, what's this?"
That was so fucking funny.
It was like it wasn't the Brady Patriots anymore.
Drops
It
the
was
ball,
just
just goes right by him. Like what the fuck, dude?
he's like, "That's how you people are up here." Oh man, but
so-
no, I am full blast. I hope the Broncos blow the backs out of the Buffalo Bills because the Buffalo Bills, you stop Josh Allen, the fucking city's done. The whole city. They'll basically give you the key to the city. They'll give you all their buffalo tender recipes. They'll be like, it's over. Take it all.
So are you picking?
I'm picking the Broncos.
Okay, are you picking the Broncos? Or you're rooting for the Broncos.
I'm
Two
picking the
separate things.
Broncos.
You're picking the Broncos. Paul, who you got?
I got Broncos.
Okay, I was just asking a question.
I
Sorry.
got Broncos.
Jeez, didn't mean to
He's
interrupt.
already on to the next topic. He's like,
already
I got
on
the
there.
Broncos.
So, listen, of all the teams left, of the 3 top seeds that were left in the AFC, I do feel like the Broncos match up the best against the Bills. Like I feel like that's our best chance at advancing
Oh, I think so too.
in the wild card round because the Bills' defense is suspect. It can be had. We do have the tools necessary to get to Josh Allen. We did lead the league in sacks. Actually, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this Broncos defense registered more sacks in the regular season than the 2015 team did.
No idea. I did not know that.
You remember how good that team was?
Just a little bit.
They were pretty good. They might have won the Super Bowl or whatever, but no big deal. That being said, I like the way this match is up for the Broncos. I just can't get past the fact that Josh Allen is basically, to quote the great Adam Shine, he is John Elway meets Paul Bunyan. Like, he is just on a fucking tear. He's on a mission. And I love this Bills team. I really fucking do. And I think that they are destined for greatness. And I want it, listen, if it can't be us, I want it to be them.
Weather's looking
I can't-
okay
I can't
for
do it.
Sunday too so far.
I can't
Yeah,
do it.
there's no crazy fucking lake effect snow in the
It
forecast.
says mostly cloudy, 22% chance, and it's like westerly southwest winds are 10 miles an hour. So
So, you
Can't
know,
do it.
nothing
32,
crazy.
yeah, perfect for you guys because you're cold weather, they're cold weather.
But here's the
not
thing:
bad.
the Broncos. I mean, listen, we've found a way to run the ball the last couple of weeks a little bit. They've got to stick to that, and they got to make sure they do that. Buffalo is the better team. Buffalo has the league MVP. All that being said, upset special. The Denver Broncos go into Buffalo and take care of business against the Buffalo Bills. And you know what that means? The Denver Broncos are going to the AFC Championship.
No, what? No.
Yeah.
After one fucking game.
Settle down.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there, okay?
I'll tell you this.
I'm picking the Broncos in the upset because fuck it. I've been right about the fucking Broncos all year. I've been dead fucking nuts about this team. This defense is playing out of its tits. They got a rookie quarterback who is playing out of his fucking mind.
got nothing to
They
lose
got
right
a
now.
head coach that is like, fuck it. We're playing with house fucking money right now. Let's go.
Yep.
And there is no worse team that you want to see than a team that leads the lead in sacks, is the number one defense in the AFC, has all these playmakers all over the place on defense, and they come into your building on Wild Card Weekend. You can fear the fucking Bengals all you want because Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase, but tell you what, you're going to fear the Broncos for Justin Strnad, Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito, Patrick Surtain, the Great White Hope, and Riley Moss, Zach Allen.
Fucking Riley Moss.
Zach
Like,
Allen's
this defense travels, and they're going to do it well. We beat Buffalo in Buffalo last year with Russell Wilson. If you remember that Monday night game, listen,
better roster, better people.
and if anything, the Bills have gotten worse, and we've gotten better.
Yep, more put together.
So I'm just going to go out and throw it out there. I'm taking the fucking Broncos on
Yep.
Sunday,
It's all about who gets hot, bro.
and that's it. That's a wrap. Broncos are going to upset the Bills. As much as I love this Buffalo team, they're going to upset. They're going to get upset.
Right.
Because,
it'd be a
like
difference-
Sean said, the Bills go as Josh Allen goes. And if you take the head off that snake, Bills are cooked.
It's one guy. I'm telling you, it's just Josh Allen. He's been so hot, and then he didn't play at all last week. I don't really agree with that. When you do one handoff and you give the wave goodbye, that usually bites you in the ass more often than not. And I'm sorry, the Buffalo team has a plethora of injuries. The Patriots scored at will on them. The Patriots can't fucking do anything. They're not good defensively. It's literally just stop Josh Allen, and that's it.
I think Sean Payton's going to scheme up a fucking game, and I think they're going to attack this Buffalo defense
If they come up with
in
the
ways that they
Kendrick,
haven't seen before.
the Kendrick Perkins defense, just have your best play after the play, just blow out his knees.
I mean, listen, Josh Allen can make a lot of plays, and Josh Allen can do a lot. But if they can contain Josh Allen and keep Josh Allen's playmaking ability, especially when he gets outside the pocket, and that's when he makes those big plays,
Yep.
like, much like Mahomes, they can contain him and corral him.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Denver's got to punch his chance.
But just remember, dude, PS2 is going to lock down, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but who's going to lock down? They don't even have a fucking real number one.
Right.
Gabe
so,
Davis? Who
Yeah,
gives a
that's what I
shit?
mean. He's going to be locked down on whoever. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, whoever the fuck they got. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
mean,
like,
they might go pick on Riley Moss a little bit, but that's okay.
Bitch ass, broke ass.
That's
motherfucker.
fine. So I'm kicking the Broncos in the upset.
Dude, I will be so happy for you, and then immediately after that, I would go back to realism and be like, all right.
I was so hoping the Broncos were going to play the Bills
You
on,
know, you said,
on Saturday.
You said that, and I was like, I said it out loud. I was like, why would Joey care if it's on Saturday? And Kale was like, they're coming by, and I'm like, are they? And Kale was like,
yeah, because
Dude,
they're going to your house, and then you and I would get to watch and root against the Bills
Dude,
together.
I'm brain dead. I'm so burnt out
It'll
from
be
like
fun,
most days
because that'd be the first time we've watched a playoff game together in
since
fucking
the
like
fucking cruise.
5 years, 6 years.
No, longer than that.
Nah, you were here for Wild Card Weekend when we did the fantasy party.
Oh, okay.
A couple times.
Yeah,
We watched,
that's fair.
Texans Chiefs or some gay shit like that, but whatever. On to Sunday. Washington Redskins taking on the number 3 seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brother Baker, the touchdown maker, can't bet against them.
Set them down. Yeah.
Set them down.
I got Bake on that one.
I'm taking the Bucks.
Yep, I'm taking Bucks. They're hot right now. They're coming in fine. I love fucking Baker Mayfield, bro.
I love this Bucks team.
Yep, I love that he made himself like
The fact that they were so fucked up
Yep.
early in the season and they've bounced back and stayed resilient.
Yeah.
And now they're here as the number 3 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
Like, who had the Bucks as the 3 seed in the NFC?
I'm pumped
Nobody.
for Bake because I loved him in college, and he had such a shit situation the first few years with Cleveland and Carolina and bouncing around, and then he had that prove it deal on fucking what was it, L.A. right? When he went to L.A. right out of there, was that the prove it
Went
deal?
to Carolina, then L.A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he got out of the shits east over here from Carolina,
He
and
landed in
Cleveland.
L.A. on Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah,
he was
on a
starting
prove
on
it deal.
Thursday night.
Yeah, on a prove it. On
And
a
they played the
1 year.
Raiders on that Thursday night game.
Sat
Well,
on
we were
that.
in Barbados.
Yeah, Barbados. I went to bed like an idiot, and I didn't realize that they won. I was so pissed, dude. I fell asleep.
I stayed up.
I know. I fucking fell asleep, and then you were like, "Yeah, they sat up."
And then Baker Mayfield was like, "Set him down."
Yep, that was fucking tight. So I'm glad that he found his his squad and his shit, and he's got a good team, and like they're making the run. Because I love Baker Mayfield, so but I got
Same.
them.
Who
I
do
got
you
them
got, Sean?
I got them beating them.
I am taking the Buccaneers. I just don't think the Washington Redskins are that far ahead of where they should be. They overperformed this year for sure.
Definitely
I-
outkicked their expectations.
I think-
I think them and the Broncos. I think you could argue the two teams that exceeded expectations the most this year.
I think
Yep.
I think the Buccaneers though. I think they have like some serious depth. Like I know they have Mike Evans that just came back and he broke the 1,000 yards, and Baker Mayfield, like as you both have
Was
said,
that not such an awesome moment
Oh, for Mike Evans.
for Mike Evans?
That was phenomenal because you could see,
I loved that.
I know because
who was the running back that scored a touchdown and they immediately panned to Baker Mayfield's face and he went,
Bucky Irving.
"Was it?"
I think it was Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I think
Because I
so.
had Bucky Irving in my parlay, and he scored.
He looked to the sideline. He went, like he's like, "Oh, he's not gonna get the record." And then they ended up getting the ball again, and they were just like fucking
They
pouting,
fired the
like,
ball!
Evans.
All they had to do
Yeah.
was take 3 knees and get out.
Yeah.
And it said they fire the ball to Mike Evans. He gets 8 yards, gets the 1,000.
Yep.
And the whole team mobs him. The stadium's
And-
going nuts. Everybody's
Yeah,
happy.
he got a nice incentive for that too.
Yes, he did. Every gambler,
$1.5 million.
Oh, I thought it was 3.
Or it might have been 3.
every
2 or 3, I
gambler,
thought.
every gambler at the same moment was like, "You gotta be fucking shitting me."
No, every gambler at the same moment was like, yes!
Yeah,
No.
thank you.
Because listen, if you didn't bet on Mike Evans to exceed that number, you're a dumbass.
Yeah, I would have definitely
You
was
knew
taken
you had
Mike
to know
Evans
you had to
for
know
1,000.
you had to know the
It
Bucks
was
were going to
90
do
yards.
everything they could to get him that incentive.
That would have
No.
been a dope like preseason like.
The incentive was 82. He needed 84 yards. It started at 90.
Right, but
So
I'm saying
everyone took the over, and he got 89 yards. So
no.
so Mike Evans
I would have
won.
bet. I would have bet him like over, like take the alternate yards, been like bet over 80 or 75
You couldn't. It
yards.
started at 90. They wouldn't let you go lower. They did it on purpose.
Yeah, naturally.
So everyone,
How does Vegas know? How do
everyone
they
was
know?
like, "You fucks!" By 1 yard. Everyone
always know.
Everyone was happy except for bettors. Like everyone got paid.
That's crazy.
that sucks. But all right, so
I have the Bucks too.
you got the Bucks too. All right, Eagles Packers 2 versus 7.
I don't.
Listen, I thought the Packers were going to be a very dangerous team coming into the playoffs.
No, they're
Is
mid.
Jordan Love playing?
Jordan Love is banged up. He's playing, but he's
playing.
banged
His
up. He
elbow's
banged,
fucked.
yeah,
But
he
they're
banged up
mid.
his right.
Yeah, I don't think
They
they're
are-
gonna beat the Eagles.
They don't have the horses to beat the Eagles.
No.
If they missed the playoffs, you would have never known.
Nope.
Eagles should, for all intents and purposes, be the 1 seed right now, and sitting at home chilling, but they're not.
Right. But
And
they're playing at
they got to
home,
play the
too.
Packers. Packers are not an easy out though. That's a team. And
Yeah,
listen,
they're
and
pretty
if you're a
close.
if you're a Packers fan, just take this loss on Sunday in stride, because just know that this is going to add to your resume, and you kind of need. I don't want to say you need to, but like most great teams, before they win a Super Bowl, have to suffer some losses like this along the way, right? Aaron Rodgers had to go to Arizona in 2008. 2009.
Yeah.
And lose that 56-50, 54-48 overtime game where Carlos Dansby, picked up that fumble ball that Aaron Rodgers kicks hacky sacked into the air right into Carlos Dansby's hands. They took it in. Remember Mike McCarthy fell to his knees. It was all dramatic. It was one of the highest scoring playoff games in history. It was
Yeah.
fucking out of control.
Fitzy went off that game too, didn't he?
Everybody went off that game, dude. That game was fucking insane.
Yep.
And then the next year, the Packers went back and they won the
And
Super
they
Bowl.
won.
And they all looked back at that game and they're like, we learned so much from that loss and how that develops you. I feel like this is going to be one of those games for the Packers. I don't know if it's going to be that close, that dramatic, whatever.
Right.
But just know, you got to kind of take these beatings along the way. A lot like Brett Favre did when he was losing to the Cowboys in the early 90s all the time. You got to learn to win. The Pistons against the Celtics, or the Bulls against the Pistons, I should say. You got to find your way. So that's an NBA reference from the 80s for those that don't understand what the fuck I just said. When the Pistons had to learn to beat the Celtics, then the Bulls had to learn to beat the Pistons. It's a very documented thing, very well documented. You can find it on any YouTube short about any of those teams. But I'm going Eagles. I think that's going to be not an easy game. I feel like the Eagles are probably going to struggle a little bit because Green Bay is a very talented, very good team. I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm thinking 27-17, Eagles kind of win it going away, maybe 31-17 for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are gonna dominate them.
I don't think the Packers are.
Maybe
gonna
I'm giving
have
them.
a
Maybe
chance.
I'm
It's gonna
giving
be like a 28-3
maybe
game.
I'm giving
or like,
maybe I'm
not
giving the
that
Packers
much.
too
not
much
that
credit,
low.
but again, it depends on Jordan Love's health too.
I feel like stunned that the Packers are in the playoffs. I felt they were the middle of the pack.
35 to 10.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
You
if
know?
35-10 happened, I'd be like, yeah, that's about
35-13.
right.
You know what I mean?
All right,
Like,
35-10 is not that far off from 31-17. Let's be honest. I mean,
I know, but that's still a ass whooping.
yeah.
If it's 31-10 and they score a touchdown, you're like, who
Yeah.
fucking cares?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know.
All right.
Next week, Vikings Rams, right?
And then Vikings Rams Monday night.
Yep.
Want me to go first?
I'll go first.
I don't care.
Listen, man. I've been driving the bandwagon for the Los Angeles Rams for
You
the last
have.
3 months.
Yes, you have.
I ain't stopping now. As much as I want the Vikings to win, and I love the Vikes, and if they win, I will 100% be Team Skull. I'm taking the Rams to win this game in an upset because I love Matthew Stafford. I love McVay. I love that team. That Rams team is sneaky fucking good. They were one Thursday night win. Actually, wasn't it against the Vikings? They played on a Thursday night early in the season,
Oh, maybe.
and that was like the kind of the tipping
Maybe.
point.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm taking the Rams myself
God
too.
damn it! All right,
Yeah, why?
I'm taking the Rams too.
Yeah, it was.
I
It
Well,
was-
because I think
it was the
I think
Thursday
the
night.
Vikings got exposed.
The Thursday night, October 24th, the Vikings were the Minnesota Vikings played the Rams at home. Had the Rams lost that game, that was right before the trade deadline. That was when they were going to fire sale. Cooper Kupp was going to be available. Puka Nacua was going to be available.
Right.
Kyron Williams was going to be available. Like there was going to be guys available, and they won that game. And that game turned their season around. That put them at 3-4. Okay, but at that point, 3-4 was like, oh shit.
We're almost on that 500 cost.
We're only one game out of the division lead.
Right.
Nobody was running away with it. The Niners are banged up. The Cardinals suck. The Seahawks, nobody even fucking ever thought were a real thing. That game turned their season around. I remember I put money on the Vikes to win that, the Rams to win that game. And then they beat the Seahawks the next week in overtime, lose to Miami, win, and then they went on this win streak. From basically the entire month of December, they went undefeated over 4 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in December. They went undefeated to get to 10-6, and then they lose to Seattle this past week, but because it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
This Rams team is sneaky fucking good.
Yep, I like them.
They are gonna surprise some people. They were one game again. They already beat the Vikes once this year.
I just couldn't believe that the Vikings couldn't fucking
And now
score.
they got the Vikes back in that same building.
Yep.
And listen, if there's one thing we know about the Vikings in the playoffs, it's like oil and water, man. They don't mix.
Right.
The
Like I
Vikings
said,
always
dude.
find a way to get out.
Yeah, I mean, they were playing, the Lions last week of the season, right?
They had the Lions on Sunday night
Yeah.
for all the marbles. Like the Vikings could be sitting right now on the 1 seed
These
with a
are
bye.
playoff caliber teams that you're playing, and you went to the red zone 3 fucking times and couldn't score 3
Sam
fucking
Darnold
times.
Sam
I'm
Darnold
like,
decided to play his worst game of the season on Sunday.
I think they showed me kind of like what they're capable of playing at, and I was like, I'm taking the fucking
Yeah.
Rams on that. I think Stafford's got a little bit more slick to him when it comes to the playoffs.
A little
and
more
shit like that.
moxie.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Especially that team's it's more seasoned. You know what I mean?
Yes, that plays a big part. Having playoff experience plays a huge part. In
And
some, like,
and also like, sorry, I don't mean to
No,
cut you
go
off.
ahead.
Successful playoff experience. At
yes,
that.
of course.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
don't make
Right.
the playoffs and just be dog
Right,
shit.
just not making it to the championship and losing, or the Super Bowl and losing, or whatever. No, they made it and they fucking won the
They
whole
made it
thing.
to the mountaintop. They know what it feels like.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought the Rams was not going to be the favorite pick here. I thought the Rams are going to have enough because, as you said, the playoff experience plays a huge factor. I think the coaching experience is a huge advantage to the Rams as well. I like Kevin O'Connell, but
I might have
Still-
picked
still
different
new.
if I might have picked different if it was the other way around, if the Rams were going to the Vikings.
no, I would have picked the same.
But I think I'm going to take it the same home.
I do think the
I
Vikings
know
probably
it's
be a little
dome
bit
and dome,
nervous.
but still, that skull crowd.
Dome to dome.
Dome to dome.
Dome and
But that skull
dome.
crowd can get pretty nasty. I
The
feel
old
like.
Dawkins.
The Rams crowd's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like that,
Oh.
that Minnesota crowd's fucking wound up.
That
dude.
Minnesota crowd's legit.
Yeah, they're diehards.
Those-
Up
they're
there.
good
Yeah.
fans.
Yep.
Rams fans go there and this
They're
shit
like,
is
oh
stupid.
yeah, look at me, I'm fucking
Oh, we're all clapping at the same time.
Timothy
bitch.
Chalamet and shit. Yeah,
I'm
oh
Timothy
cool.
Chalamet.
Yeah, everybody's like,
So-
sweet, LeBron James. you know?
Divisional round, starting back up at the top, AFC. I've got the Chargers at the Ravens. I'm going Ravens in that one.
I think that's a pretty clear cut. I'm going Ravens too. The Chargers don't have enough.
That's the Harbaugh.
Yeah. Oh.
We got the Harbaugh.
I took the Chargers.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't have trust in Lamar Jackson in the fucking playoffs, dude. I just don't.
I think Harbaugh's decision is I'm not going to let this man throw it.
Yeah.
Just run it
Yeah,
down their
I mean-
throats.
Yeah, I mean,
nonstop.
go ahead, run. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
Like,
I just
go
don't
ahead.
have trust in Lamar Jackson in the playoffs to do the right thing. I think, like you said, he's going to do
You're
a
not-
6
you're
to
not
8
wrong.
minute. I think he's going to do a 6 to 8 second fucking fuck me, and that's it.
He thought his pants fell down mid-game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
but
he's
saw
going to
that.
hold them shits up. I seen that. He's running with them. I'm like, guy, what the fuck?
No,
you
he
doing?
said they said, "What were you doing? Were your pants falling down?" He said, "No." He goes. That was a really funny line. The wind was slapping my ass so hard, I thought my ass cheeks were exposed, and so he goes, "I was trying to pull him up." And I was like, "Wait a minute." He thought the wind was slapping his ass so hard,
The wind was slapping.
The wind was slapping my ass.
and he thought his ass cheeks were exposed. He's like, "I was pulling them shits up," and he
That's
goes,
fucking hilarious.
"That's a true story." And,
That's
and I was like,
It's amazing.
I know. I actually do like Lamar Jackson. Like
I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's great.
I've seen what he does before. Until he
Yeah,
does it,
we've seen
I
this.
don't
Yeah,
trust it.
we've seen this movie before. You
Yep.
get it. All right,
So-
I like it. So you got the Chargers, the upset. What do you?
"No, Ravens.
You
I
got
have
the
the
Ravens.
absolutely."
I'm going with the Ravens in that one too, just because Jim owns John,
Yep.
and that's usually the way it goes.
Yeah.
In this scenario, on this bracket, we would have the Chiefs and the Broncos. Telling you right now, I said it before early in the
division
show.
game, bro.
We beat the Buffalo Bills. We're going to the AFC Championship. We're not afraid of the Chiefs.
Should
We
be.
had the Chiefs beat in Arrowhead earlier this year. We know we had them beat. I don't think there's anybody on that team that doesn't want to go back in Arrowhead and prove to them and prove to the world
Yep.
that we deserve to win that game. So I'm taking the Broncos in that one as well.
I second that.
I am taking the referees because you know and I know there ain't
Because
no
you
way
know and I know.
that game's going to be close, and all of a sudden you're going to see, well, that sucks that Bo Nix dick was hanging out, and that's 15 yards, and it's
Yeah.
a crazy penalty will happen.
You're right. There will be. I'm sure we'll have a lot of referee shit to bitch about should the Broncos
Because-
lose that one. But
We'll be sitting there.
But
by
here's
like,
the thing. I don't even think the Broncos are going to leave it to chance. I think Sean Payton's seen enough of Steve Spagnuolo's defense this year. He's going to scheme up some fucking shit, and they're going to go in there and they're going to fucking run it right down their fucking throats.
I have the Chiefs. I
You're not wrong to have the Chiefs.
No, not at all. I don't think you are, but I think that
I'm
the
playing the
Broncos
upset
pack
card.
a little bit more of a fucking punch.
And
than
again,
everybody
if the
thinks they
Broncos
can.
lose on Sunday to the Bills, this is all for
all
nothing.
for
anyway.
nothing.
Yep.
So, and then in which case I will have the Bills going into No, the Bills wouldn't go to Arrowhead.
No, they would not. It would be
the Chargers would go to Arrowhead.
Yeah, and they would
all
smoke
right.
the Chargers.
No, the Chargers are going to beat them.
You think the Chargers would beat the
Yeah,
the
I
Chiefs?
think the Chiefs. No matter what, if they get the Chargers or the Broncos,
Chargers are
they're
one and
fucked.
done.
The
Yeah,
Chiefs
they're
are
one
Chargers
and
are
done.
one. I mean, the Chiefs are one and done.
Chiefs are one and done.
The
Chiefs
Chiefs
are one and
will go
done.
almost 3 weeks without playing at that point.
Chiefs are one and done.
I
They're-
hope so,
That we talk about
Oh.
chariots turning into pumpkins at midnight,
bro. The most
Midnight's
beautiful
coming early.
thing for NFL fans,
which would
to
suck because
be
then they have to
a-
fucking watch the
early exit.
Chargers in the AFC Championship. But
Yeah, with against the Broncos though.
no, because we
No.
would have been eliminated by then. There's no way for that to happen.
Oh,
Actually, there
in my
is.
in my bracket is because the Ravens lose to the
Well,
Chargers.
yes,
so.
I would say you're right. I was like,
Yeah.
there is a way for that to
So
happen.
that's
My
why I was thinking. I'm like, in my bracket, it's a divisional Chargers.
But next, the
Broncos.
NFC side of things, Bucks, Eagles. I'm going Eagles. As
Eagles.
much as I like the Bucks, the Eagles are a fucking wagon right now.
Too much talent, Eagles.
Just too overpowering.
Bucks, bro. Big's hot. That's a hot team. They're coming
I like. You know what?
You gotta gamble this.
I love your Bulls.
Yeah, if they had like an abysmal fucking last, I'm looking at all the last games and how these teams are coming into the playoffs, and right now, fucking Baker is like the savior. He's got that fucking swag. He knows how to play. His team's hot. I think they're gonna beat him.
I mean, I dig it. I would love for that to be the case. If Brother Baker, the touchdown maker, takes the Bucks to an NFC Championship,
Yeah.
I can pretty much like die a fucking content man.
I would be pumped.
You know, that'd be fucking great. And then we would have Detroit and the Rams. I would have Detroit and the Rams. I'm going Rams. Again, I think Detroit, they're so depleted. They're so banged up. They're so beat up on defense. And then you get Stafford versus old team. You know, you get that angle.
Yeah.
In an
I'm
NFC
still
divisional round.
going Lions.
I think the Rams are the most dangerous team left in the playoffs, and I'm gonna roll with them until I can't roll with them anymore.
Yeah, there you go. No, I'm going Lions.
Lions.
I'm going Lions for sure.
Yeah.
I think the Lions.
They're a fucking ridiculous.
This is their
squad right
year.
now.
So you guys
I think
both
that-
have Philly,
Lions.
Philly, Detroit. I've got
Yep.
Philly, LA. I am picking Philly to win that game, the NFC Championship. It's going to be in Philly, and I do think Philly is just going to grind down because, again, the Rams, they suffer from a lot of the same issues the Broncos do. Great starters. They don't have a ton of depth, and I feel like Philly is a bad matchup for them where Philly can grind them down and eventually break them. That being said, never put anything past Matt Stafford. He's fucking electric. Love the kid.
And
Love
the
that Rams team.
They have too.
And they got a
Puka
great
Nacua
squad.
is nice,
But
bro.
Philly to me is the cream of the crop in the NFC. I know everybody's on Detroit's bandwagon, but the cream of the is you know, I just feel like
Jack Tunney. No.
I feel like Philly is the best team left in the league. Actually, in my opinion, they are the best team going into these playoffs. They should win. They should win.
Honestly, Philly should be
and
like
get
the
to the
best
Super
team
Bowl.
in the league because of how much fucking talent that team has.
They're
but
loaded.
the head coach is another.
Nick Sirianni
stupid
holds them
bitch.
back, dude.
Bonehead.
And if they we said it preseason, if the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl this year, Sirianni's fired, right? We talked about Belichick replacing him.
I don't
That's
think-
obviously that ship has sailed.
I don't think they fire Sirianni anymore. Because
Not
I
now
think,
because I think all
I think the pool is just wiped out.
yeah, the good candidates are gone. Who if not Sirianni, then who?
You would go after someone like Ben Johnson, who's probably already going to be gone.
He's
going to
be gone by that point if you lose the Super Bowl. We had Belichick waiting in the wings, just kind of lurking.
I guess I kind of can't blame Belichick because I think Edelman said it best this past week. Edelman said he got wind that the Giants were sticking with their guys.
Yep.
Which to me was fucking insane.
No, because I don't think they were the problem. The coaching staff, that is. I don't think they were the
But
problem.
they kept the coaching staff and the GM.
That's
they kept
I
both.
don't think. Listen, I don't think the GM was the problem. I think because again, I think the Maras are the ones that wanted to draft Danny Dimes, and I think they put everybody in a bad position. And you know what? Good on the Maras for actually making a right decision for once in their life and being like, hey, you know what? We're gonna fall on the sword for this one, not you guys.
So I think, and then like I heard Edelman say like, "Yo,
Maybe.
that's why Coach went to college because he got like he could do whatever he wants down there, and it's like his
Facts.
He
You
could do
got carte
whatever-
blanche.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So AFC Championship, NFC Championship. I got Eagles, Rams, NFC Championship. You guys got Lions. Who you taking in the NFC Championship?
wanna
Lions
go-
or Rams?
you wanna go
I mean,
first?
Lions or Eagles?
I'm gonna take the Lions against the Eagles. I just think Amon-Ra and Jared Goff are just too good of a goddamn connection.
I feel like
And-
picking the Lions is an upset because
It is. in my
Everyone-
opinion.
even though they would be favored in that matchup because they're the number one seed,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Lions too because I feel like it's their year to finally break
Yeah.
that curse
yeah, and
get
to the
there.
Super Bowl. I think this is their year. Honestly, it might be.
Given how depleted they are in defense, I don't see how they make it through the next 3 weeks or 2 weeks. 3 weeks realistically because they have 3 games left to win, 2 in the NFC and 1 in the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
I just don't see how they can survive 3 more weeks with the amount of injuries they've amassed on defense. So whether it's Philly and the Lions or Philly and the Rams, I'm taking Philly in both scenarios. Just I'd love to see the Lions in the Super Bowl. That'd be fucking amazing. I just don't think there's any chance. Defense is what you need this time of year. They're so depleted. Aaron Glenn is doing everything he can to coach those guys up. But when you start running out of bodies at the rate the Lions are running out of bodies, like they had a cornerback go down in the mid game on Sunday night, and they're like, shit, like, do they even have any more corners on the roster?
Oh, really?
And they're like, fuck, like he gets hurt. Holy shit.
We're switching wide receivers.
So, I mean, unless
Shit.
they're going to have to do some crazy shit roster-wise, you know, to get ready for this playoff run, I just don't think that the Lions have it.
Have the guns.
I don't think they have the guns right now. So I'm going to go Eagles, NFC. AFC, I've got the Ravens and the Broncos in the AFC Championship. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens in that game because, again, Baltimore, I feel like, is the worst team for the Broncos to play because they're the one team that can grind us down. We've got a great front seven, a starting front seven. After that, the depth, it tapers off big. And when you've got to stop Lamar from running around, and you've got to stop Derrick Henry from running around, you've got to cover Zay Flowers and all these guys that the Ravens have and all these weapons, they have the worst matchup for the Broncos on paper of anybody. And now I'm saying this obviously a month away, almost a month away from the AFC, 3 weeks away from the AFC Championship. Buffalo wins this game on Sunday. This is all for naught. This prognosis will mean nothing. But I'm going with Baltimore ultimately, regardless of who comes out of that side of the bracket, whether it's the Broncos, the Bills, or the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm still taking the Ravens at the end of the day.
Right.
Because they're going to get to the AFC Championship. It's going to be in their building. And I'm sorry, it would be in Arrowhead if it's in Kansas City.
Yep.
But they should have beat Kansas City week 1. They know that. Everybody knows that. And these are two totally different teams, in my opinion, going two totally different directions.
Right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm going Baltimore, Philly is my Super Bowl pick, regardless of everything else.
Oh shit.
I have Baltimore Lions as my Super Bowl pick. I just don't think if the Ravens went into Kansas City and they just ran it down their throats, I don't think the Chiefs defense has enough to stop it. I just don't think that defense is built like that. And if you play takeaway from their best player Mahomes, and you're just forcing it to just like, oh, you have to play catch-up ball now, and they can scheme for that. I think the Ravens have a distinct advantage this whole playoffs to just be like, we're just going to run it down your throats and like see if anybody can stop us, great. Then we'll change our plan then. But until then, we're just going to run.
Which is exactly the opposite of what they did last year.
Which is actually the opposite they've
When
done
they just
every
kept-
year.
When they were like,
Throw, no matter what.
they're like, oh, throwing's not working? Throw it some more.
3rd and 3, fuck it. Throw a 50-yard bomb.
Yeah, stupid.
So I do think that the Ravens, I think the Chiefs' clock officially runs out at the championship game for them at home. And I think they go into the offseason thinking like, okay, we get some aging pieces here. Like, what do we do? Like, do they go back and try to get Tyreek back? Do they start to look at the next guys coming up after Kelsey? Because you have DeAndre Hopkins, who's dead. Juju Smith-Schuster, who's dead. Like Rashee Rice is like, if he's not going to be in prison, like, is he? He's injured. Like,
is his head in the game?
I mean, Xavier Worthy's pretty nice too, right?
Xavier Worthy. Problem is he's
hurt.
No, he's a
Did he
stick
get
figure.
hurt? Yeah.
No, he's a stick figure. He's speedy, 100 miles an hour, but he gets hit, he's blown up.
Yeah, you hit him with a stiff breeze and he goes over.
Wow. Yeah, he blows.
What's your Super Bowl pick?
Honestly, I got Broncos Bucks, dog.
Dude, that would be a fucking phenomenal Super
That
Bowl.
would be.
Broncos
If
Bucks.
someone
63 combined points.
If
It's a shootout.
someone-
28-35 Broncos.
If someone,
I'll take it.
if you bet on that now for that to happen,
Yeah.
you would win money before the Super Bowl even ended because nobody would have those two teams making the Super Bowl.
Probably not.
You'd be able to cash that one out for a fucking sweet load.
I wonder how I can do that. MGM, they take that kind of shit. I can do that fucking out of there.
I'm sure FanDuel has it. I can look
I'll
later.
figure it out. I don't know if I'm logged into FanDuel like MGM.
All right, you guys sit here and talk some shit for 5 minutes. I'm going to go spruce real quick, and then we're going to come back, and we got to do a little bit of Chris Broussard, the playoff seeding, and a little bit of college football, then we're going to get out of
Wait,
here.
you didn't pick your winner, did you, for Super Bowl? He picked his winner.
Philly.
I'm going the Ravens. I think the Ravens beat the Lions.
You think the Ravens make the hump this year, too?
Because the Lions, as you go into Spruce, the Lions would have to break two curses. One, the first curse would be their own curse of never winning anything.
Right.
And the second curse would be they have 21 players on injured reserve.
Yeah, I saw that. That's kind of nutty.
21. No
Yeah.
team. The Packers with 2010 were the last team to win with like an excessive amount of
Most
injuries.
like depleted team,
Yeah.
And they got nobody obviously that's like coming back within these playoffs or anything like that. Like maybe
No.
not enough people or anything
No,
like that.
no,
yeah.
they've lost so many players, like key contributors, and I think the Ravens just say, "Fuck it, we're just gonna run down your throat."
Yeah.
Keep the ball away from Jared Goff, away from Amon-Ra St. Brown, away from Jameer Gibbs. I know Montgomery's hurt, but you
Yep.
keep the ball away from all those guys. It's like beat us by throwing it nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, I have faith in Jared Goff and Amon-Ra, dude. I mean, I think that's a nasty fucking connection. You know what I mean? And I love the way that these guys play for Dan Campbell. That whole team seems like it's like a really good unit. Like everybody plays for each other. But I'm hoping that like what you saw against like the Vikings is exactly what you see when you come into the playoffs with the Lions. You know what I mean? And if that's what you see, then yeah, I think they're gonna make a fucking solid run, regardless of the injuries and how depleted the team is. I mean, they can dress 11 guys on offense and defense and special teams. You know what I mean? They should be good as long as they got 33. Who fucking cares? You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta send it. I mean, that's just how this fucking league is, bro. Look at the Niners, dude. Just like absolutely derailed of like injuries and shit like that, and getting their ass fucking beat and having nothing going for them this season.
I've never heard of a team losing their top 3 running backs on the depth chart to injury.
And like, dude, the fall from grace so fast at what injuries do to your freaking squad, dude. Is
And
crazy.
then you have Brock Purdy. Not to get too far in this rabbit hole, Brock Purdy's
Right.
coming into a contract offseason,
I know.
and he wants to be paid top 3.
Yeah, nah, bro. You got no.
You hesitated. That's a
If
big
they
decision.
were in the playoffs, excuse me. Oh, shit. If they were in the playoffs, maybe. But they didn't make it. They didn't make it this
So what do they do? Is Kyle Shanahan go out and get like Kirk Cousins or like a fill-in type of
No,
guy?
don't give no.
I'm
No, I
Kirk
think
Cousins
you
is just a big
stick-
guy that's gonna be
I
available. 'cause
think
he's
you
a
stick
fill-in.
with Brock Purdy, but I think that you gotta like start looking past like.
What if
Debo
What if
and-
Rodgers goes out there?
Nah, Rodgers is done.
What are you talking
He
about?
says he wants to play for another team, but
He always smirks at it. And Rodgers' favorite team was the 49ers. Was it not?
yeah, that was his team growing up. Isn't he from Cal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he went to Cal College, but he's
Yeah.
from California.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm just coming up with like hypotheticals of like,
Yeah, I mean, like,
are you
where
gonna
these
pay
guys
him
could
$1
go.
billion because
No, I
he's gonna
think
ask
you
for a
stick
ton?
with Brock Purdy, bro. You drafted him, you groomed him, you know he's got the
They're
talent.
sticking with
As
Purdy.
long as Shanahan doesn't go anywhere.
What do you pay him though?
But they have. Listen, we've seen this before. Every time you fucking let talent walk, the Titans have gotten their asses bit by that with what's his face, Brown and Derrick Henry. Fucking who else? Baker Mayfield, another one. Letting talent walk.
AJ Brown, they traded away.
Yeah, the GM got fired before the season was over.
Well,
for
whatever
that.
the fuck it is.
He went to, they traded it. Well,
For
no, he's
peanuts.
right though.
But Saquon,
But
you
his
know
point
what I mean?
is
Like,
right. They let the talent out of the building.
Right, you let the talent walk,
And then the
anyway,
GM got fired mid-season because AJ Brown went to Philly and fucking lit it up. And they're like,
Right.
"Fuck you, you're fired."
Yep.
For nothing too.
Look at the fucking Giants. Shit. Look at Saquon. Fucking balling. You know what I'm saying? You give these guys good opportunity. Like, you
Facts.
can't let
Oh
that
yeah,
fucking
that's
talent-
right. I watched the draft live, and they asked Vrabel on camera, "How does he feel about trading AJ Brown?" And he was like, "What?" He had no idea. He found out during the draft when they were interviewing him.
Yeah,
they traded away
it's
his
just
player.
a dumpster fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like,
Bad teams stay bad because they make stupid decisions.
exactly.
So, all right, let's move on. I want to do a couple
let me
things.
piss.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
Go, you
You're not
piss-
getting
you
paid.
piss bitch.
You can use that. You can use that side.
Oh, I can?
Yeah,
No.
it's fine.
No, you
it's just a
can't.
curtain.
You can't use it. Oh my god. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
So I got two things on. We got one clip because obviously with the playoff scenario that came to fruition, right? You had the Bengals just missing out by one game, even though they beat the Broncos 2 weeks ago in that absolutely fucking legendary fucking game. The Broncos played, I would argue, two of the top 5 best football games of the year this year.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of entertainment value. The Thursday night game against the Chargers was without a doubt the best Thursday night game of the year.
Yeah, it was shocking actually.
It was a fucking great game. I mean, you take the logos off the helmets, and I watched that game with no fandom or no investment. It was a phenomenal fucking game. And then you get the following Saturday in Cincinnati. Bo Nix, they're down 24-17. Time's clicking. You got one play left. Boom, throw up a Hail Mary to Marvin Mims, of all people. Comes down with it. My guy.
My guy.
My guy. Our guy. The guy that we liked more than the guy that's in jail for the Raiders now, right?
Yeah, I did like him more than that, and I was like, well, I didn't think I was going to be that right.
We didn't think we were going to be that right, but that was a little bit of a a miscalculation on his part, if you will. But obviously every single fucking time, every year, right? You get people come around and they start with this bullshit fucking take about, oh, the NFL should reseed, because it's bullshit that the Vikings are going to be a 14-win team and they have to go on the road. And it's bullshit that, they don't, like, the reseeding thing comes up because, oh no, a wild card team in a good division now has to go on the road to a team, like Houston, and play in Houston. Who's playing the Texans? Is it the Steelers? No, the Chargers.
Chargers.
So the Chargers, who had a better record than the Texans, have to go on the road and play the Texans. And like, well, that's bullshit. That shouldn't be it. Shut the fuck up with your fucking reseeding bullshit.
It doesn't matter.
And everybody's like, well, the NBA does it. Yeah, and look at the NBA's ratings right now. Do you want the NFL to follow suit? No, you don't. So shut the fuck up. Why would you mimic anything the NBA does at this point? And please don't tell me, well, it's because the top 8 teams with the best records get in, and that's how they see it, just records. Cool, man. Do you know, I can't fucking tell you. I don't know what the divisions are.
Neither do I.
In the NBA, I don't know who's in them.
Mm-mm.
I don't know anything about the divisions in the NBA. I know
East, West.
I know East and West. That's it. Because they've made divisions completely fucking irrelevant.
It is irrelevant. There's no point to it other than just like,
oh, you won the East.
yes.
What is it? East, Central, West?
Yeah, who cares?
Like, or no, it's Atlantic. What? I honestly don't even know, because it wouldn't be East, Central, West. That would make too much sense.
They don't even talk about it though.
They don't.
The East and the West.
So this whole reseeding fucking shit just shut the fuck up and die with your reseeding. Like, honestly, I don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Your shit. Your argument is dumb. All it does is devalue divisions. All it does is make it takes away that, like, we just saw what we just saw with Minnesota and Philly. Minnesota and Detroit on Sunday night. 2 14-2 teams meeting in the final week of the season. That has never happened before. We've never had more 28 wins between two teams meet and decide one game to decide who wins the division. That's never happened. What is the fucking fun of that if one of them's going to be the 1, the other one's going to be the 2?
There is no point. It's stupid.
It's dumb, right? It's fucking stupid. So, no. So fuck off with that shit. We're not reseeding. That's dumb. The lowest seeded team goes on the road to the highest seeded team in the playoffs. I love that. I hate the way that they reseed after that in the NBA, like where like they'll be like, oh well, okay, this team beat the 5, so now you're no. Lowest goes to the highest. Done and done. We're not doing any of that shit. This is the NFL, bro. Shit matters in the NFL. Things matter. Divisions matter. Winning your division matters. You want to guarantee yourself a home playoff game? Win your fucking division.
Yeah, if you're 9-8.
I don't give a fuck if you're a wild card with fucking 12, 13 fucking wins or whatever.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
The Colts had to go on the road in 2008 to the Chargers. A 12-4 Colts team had to go on the road to an 8-8 San Diego team that just 4 weeks earlier was 4-8. But because the Broncos collapsed down at the end of the stretch, that was Mike Shanahan's final year. They collapsed the end of the season. The Chargers were able to weasel their way in, and then Darren Sproles punt return overtime. Doodly
Marvin Harrison fumbled over red zone twice, I think.
No, that was 2007.
Oh, all right.
That was 07 again. That was the Billy Volek, Michael Turner game.
Oh, Billy Volek
in Indy.
Yeah.
And then 08 was the was it a punt return or was it just a toss play? But I forget. But it was Darren Sproles nonetheless.
Fat Michael Turner.
But
Darren Sproles
then
is
the other argument that came up this week, and it's a little bit long of a clip. I didn't chop it down because I feel like if I chopped it down, you would have missed the context and it would have made it seem like I was editing it for my favor. So I didn't want to do that. But it's Chris Broussard, and he's a complete fucking retard.
Yeah, he is. He sucks.
Absolute fucking jackass. And again, this is why I hate these fucking talking head shows. I can't stand them. They're just dumb as fuck because all they do is sit around and just pontificate about things that haven't happened yet. I almost fired my goddamn fucking pancakes through the fucking TV on Sunday morning because there's no F1, there's no NASCAR. We're in the dead down season. So all I have really on the TV, my wife and I, our routine, we get up, we go to the gym, we go shopping, we come home, we make brunch, we have mimosas and brunch, and usually that leads us right up to about game time, and then I go and I disappear into Les Fontaines Fats, or I come up here and I watch football all day. This particular day, we got home a little earlier than what we were normally accustomed to because we didn't do as much shopping as we typically did because I don't really work this week, so I didn't have a reason to. That being said, we got home, and I throw on Sunday NFL Countdown. I'm like, let me watch Rex Ryan and the boys, see what they got to say, you know? And it's Rex Ryan, Alex Smith, and a couple other fucking talking heads, whatever.
Joy Taylor, no.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm listening to the TV, and Alex Smith, and they're trying, you know, Rex Ryan's picking the Chiefs to upset the Broncos. You know, the Chiefs backups upset the Broncos.
Fucking Joy Taylor. That was way too much for me to read in one weekend.
So Rex Ryan's picking the Chiefs in the upset for whatever fucking because somebody had to, right?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Somebody was like,
Give
all
me
right.
Iguodala now. Okay,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Give me the whole
3
match.
seconds left.
So
I want Iguodala.
Yeah.
the day Max Kellerman was like, I'm fucking done with this shit.
Yeah, he still talks about that to this day.
As he should. Max Kellerman got the fucking rawest end of any deal I've ever seen. And the fact that fucking blowhard Stephen A. Smith is still on TV talking his shit is fucking wild to me. But anyway, it goes to Alex Smith. And Alex Smith is sitting there, and I forget, it was him and somebody else. And they're like, you know, I'm familiar with Andy Reid. I'm familiar with these Chiefs players. And, you know, the Chiefs are 15-1 right now, and their backups are better than most starters in this league. And don't put it past the Chiefs. You know, their backups could go into Denver and beat them. And Denver really shouldn't even be here. And you know, if we're being honest, I almost lost my fucking shit. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you really going to sit here and tell me the Chiefs' backups are better than most teams in this league? Get the fuck out of my fucking face, you fucking clown. And I went on a tirade. My poor wife had to fucking sit there and hear it because nobody else was around.
She puts on sunglasses and goes to sleep.
Yeah. And I'm listening to Alex Smith talking about the Chiefs' backups coming into Denver. And you know, it's Andy Reid and Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz was almost a league MVP one time, and, you know, 5 years ago. And they could beat the Broncos. I could really see it. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. No, you can't. And again, this is why I started this show and why I hate these motherfuckers. Because these fucking clowns just sit there and they get paid to come up with the most ridiculous shit ever. And then they gaslight people into thinking it. And that's what pisses me off. And then people come up to me and they're like, well, I listened to so-and-so on Sunday Morning Talk and they said that you are wrong. And I'm like, oh, really? How'd that work out? 38 to fucking nothing. How's that working out for you, Alex? How'd that work out, Rex? Oh, it didn't? Looks like you better shut the fuck up.
Yep.
You fucking dicks. And then you got Chris Broussard, who comes up with this take. And this is just so ridiculous to me on so many levels. We'll break it down when it's done. But just digest this for a minute. It's a little long, so bear with it. It's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but just bear with it.
All right. Philosophically, I don't like it. It's against the spirit of this record that he's having, right? Like, this would be the equivalent of Saquon playing this week and the Giants just letting him get 100 yards. This is not, and I know Josh talked about I want to show up for work every day. This isn't showing up. If I show up and do the first segment and then go over there and drink Coca-Cola and have a sandwich while y'all do the rest of the show, is that showing up?
Sometimes you do that during the segment.
but seriously, that's not showing up. This is against the spirit of the rule, all right? Or the record. It really is. It's not fair. But here's the thing. I don't agree with it, but This is the slippery slope, and I don't think it'll get to this point with the NFL, but this is a cousin of sitting out the last game of the season. Why do we even have 17 games? If once you lock something up, you're just going to sit out. That's not fair either. It's not fair for Cincinnati that Denver gets to play a depleted Chiefs team that is resting healthy players. I get the philosophy of the Chiefs, but I'm saying it's not fair.
That's interesting.
It's not right. It's not competitive. Denver's like, or Cincinnati's like, it's not right that they get to go against a bunch of backups this week when the playoffs are on the line. This is how it started in the NBA. Because there used to be a time when I covered the league, when you played 82 games, you won 65 games. You still played 82, and you just played the playoffs. Then it got to, got teams, we racked it up. We're sitting out the last week of the season to rest. And then it went to, we'll rest a little during the season against bad teams, or I've played back-to-backs. And now it's just run amok, and you got this big load management problem. I'm not saying it'll get that way in the NFL, but what's to say if you sit out the last game of the season, like the Chiefs have done every year when they've racked them up? What's to say, now that we locked up the division, maybe we'll sit out game 15. Or maybe, maybe this week we're 7-1. We're rolling. We're playing the worst team in the league. Let me take a break. Let me get an extra bye week. I mean, this is where it can get to, and so I just think philosophically it's a problem.
Yeah.
So that might be the single dumbest fucking shit I've heard on national television.
It's Chris Broussard. He's a fucking idiot.
Weren't the Broncos playing for playoff contention in that game?
Yes.
If they lost that game, they were out.
Yes. Right, but what
so
he's
how
saying
the
is,
fuck is that not playing for something?
Because what his point is like, why is it fair to the Cincinnati Bengals? Because he probably dick rode the Cincinnati Bengals.
Because they didn't win enough fucking games.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? You know what, Chris? You know what would have stopped this situation from happening?
Yep.
If the Cincinnati Bengals didn't lose to the New England fucking Patriots in Week 1.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
This
is what was that 16-14 game or some shit like that?
This goes right along.
Beat him by a good amount.
This goes right along with that bullshit overtime rule from the Chiefs fucking Bills
but
game a couple years ago.
This is what fucking pisses me off about these fucking clowns. That guy's getting paid
not fair.
hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, maybe millions.
It's not fair. That is the most pussy shit
not
I have
fair.
ever heard come out of anybody's
It's not
mouth.
fair. The Broncos get to play the Chiefs backups, and I get it from the Chiefs standpoint, but I'm a little light-skinned bitch, and I think it's not fair that Joe Burrow, who I dick rode all year, doesn't get a fair chance at the playoffs.
Well, then maybe they shouldn't have started off like 0-4 or whatever the fuck it was, dude.
That shit went. Like, I laughed my ass off at that because
that's crazy.
And I love, and even though Nick Wright is probably the second biggest douchebag on that set, and he's leaning forward, and you hear him just be like, and you hear him go, "That's interesting." Like, so condescending and so snarky. Like, that's interesting, Chris. And like, 'cause he's being probably being forced to make this take, but. Then again, maybe not, because I don't put anything past these assholes anymore.
I don't know. He was sounding like he was speaking with some passion.
Could you imagine sitting there and being like, "It's not fair"? Like, and then he brings up the point, like, "Well, what if we're 7-1 and we're playing the worst team in the league and we bench and I'm going to take a week off? Go ahead, take that week off.
Be my guest.
Do by all means."
Yeah, I'm instantly that meme with that guy.
Did we not see, the Cleveland Browns upset the 2010 Patriots, and the Patriots didn't take anybody out. They didn't rest anybody.
Nope.
And they still got beat by a 2-win team. Like, Peyton Hillis ran all over them, and the Patriots were like, "Fuck." This is the fucking NFL, you fucking dickbag. This isn't the NBA. There's a reason why the NBA sucks now, and everybody hates it, and no one's watching it, and the ratings are in the fucking gutter.
And the shitter, right. Oh, yeah, this is our day, Chris. You guys couldn't even fucking get over 10 million fucking views. Not even fucking 6 million views.
Right.
But anytime, you really need to fucking check your ass as soon as you're about to start something with "it's not fair." I'm sorry, but that just goes up my fucking ass sideways.
Right. Whining over
into these millennial entitled fucking losers that are just like ruining all these.
What did Sean
sports.
Connery say once? Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Yeah. Right.
That was pretty good. That was really well done.
Carla was the prom queen.
Yeah, it's like, come
But
on,
like,
dude.
like that's what you sound like. Like, oh my best, dude. Fuck you. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, you're sitting here, you're mad because Bo Nix and Sean Payton and the Broncos got in the playoffs. I get it. You're upset about that because it's not good for your ratings. It's not good for you because you probably, like me and Sean, picked the Bengals to be very deep into these AFC playoffs this year, and you saw a team get hot at the end and come up just short and think like, damn. That was my meal ticket. I could have sat here and thumped my chest for the next 2 weeks while they went into Buffalo and beat the Bills, and then went into Kansas City and into Burrowhead and beat the Chiefs, and then faced off against a division rival in the Ravens in the AFC Championship. That was what you were thinking, right? Stop me if I'm wrong. I know I'm not, but stop me if I am.
Is he a Cincinnati guy by any chance?
I have no idea. I don't honestly didn't even know Chris Broussard was still on fucking television. The fact that that's who Nick Wright is scrounging up to get on his fucking show is pathetic. Like, guy, holler at your boy. I'll be on TV tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like,
they're possibly losing Rex Ryan.
Very possibly.
Because Rex Ryan's gonna be the next
Joe
coach
put
of the
resume in. Look, I'm on this fucking show I made.
But
He comes in sleeveless. We want bitch.
I would just go in there and just like I would flex on Emmanuel Acho so hard. I'd be like, oh, you fuck Jason Taylor's sister? That's cute. You know she's kind of butt, right?
Suck,
Dude,
bro.
I don't know. I saw something. It was like some guy. I have to go back and find it. Just fucking talk. I can't even explain it. I don't want to ruin it.
The whole thing I'm getting at here is between the reseeding and then you got these fucking assholes crying about, oh, well, why did we even play 17 games? Listen, bro, nobody was mad when we played 16 games.
Right.
Actually, nobody wanted this 17th game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, nobody wanted the 17.
No one wanted. The players didn't want it. We didn't want it. The fans didn't want it. The only people that wanted, there was 32 people that wanted the fucking 17th game.
All them owners.
All the owners.
And Goodell.
They're the only ones. Okay, 33.
Yeah.
33 people because he works for the owner. He's a de facto owner, right?
Right.
So there's 33 people that wanted the 17th game. Everybody else was pretty fucking chilling with 16.
I was fine with 16. That was cool.
I was great. I thought it was a perfect number.
Yep.
You know, I was also perfect with 6 teams.
Yep.
6 teams
All
in
you
the
had to
playoffs.
do was just cut down the bullshit preseason games. That's all we wanted, like 2 preseason games. That's cool, bro.
Oh, no, but we got to replace those with regular season games because now, you know, we got these stadiums and they're sitting around collecting dust and we got to make money.
Yeah. Fucking
I don't know,
book a
fucking-
Taylor Swift
yeah,
concert or something.
Thank
What
you.
the fuck?
I was
Get
like,
the
go
fuck outta here.
fucking force Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Go get her Jew managers to make her do another tour.
Yeah, they could do a
Jesus.
tour of all 32 stadiums, you know,
Yeah.
since she wants to be
Exactly.
part
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
NFL.
You're gonna do the NFL tour this year. That's
Yep.
your new Eras tour, is the NFL one.
Yep.
And meanwhile, the Jews are like, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Them.
Yeah.
But you know I love you, Jews.
Yeah, it's a Family Guy reference.
You know I love you, Jews.
Listen, bro, ain't nobody else rocking a fucking Israel fucking hat around here.
Facts.
But, all right, okay.
He does have one.
I do.
I know he wore it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I ride for my Jews. Okay, love them. But
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, L'chaim. So anyway, but I just get that take right there, fucking chat my ass so bad, because you're talking about, oh, well, what if we're 7-1 and we take a week off? By all means.
Yeah, nobody's fucking stopping you.
Yeah, well, go ahead. See how that works out for you.
Right. Who gives a fuck?
If you think a loss in week 2 is painful, wait
Right.
till you get to week 9.
Right.
And you lose when you go, fuck.
Right, when you're actually fucking trying and you're like,
Yeah,
oh no, now we're
right.
going to lose home
Oh,
field.
oh, we're 7-1. We're going into week 9. Let me take the week off. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now you're 7-2. Oops. All right. Doesn't hurt. We'll just win 7 more games and get out of here. Oh, and then you go on a 4-game losing streak,
right.
and now you're fucking on the outside looking in. Yeah, that doesn't work like that, dude.
No.
That shit, you can do that shit in the NBA because
Right.
the NBA, we all know the regular season's become a formality.
Right. The reason why the NFL is structured the way it is so you don't fucking do that shit.
Right.
Every
you
game
can't
means
do that.
something. Right.
Every game means everything. Everything.
Yep. There's no all-star break and who's going to get home court or field, whatever the fuck with even the MLB, right? Don't they do that shit or they stop
Yeah, but
that?
MLB is different though.
Right.
MLB is that's a totally different ball.
Yeah, but
Like,
NBA anyway, like all their garbage shit, like don't fucking compare that shit.
the
You're
NBA
starting
is
off with
trash. It's
nonsense.
a
Yeah.
trash product now.
No shit.
Nobody's watching it.
6 million views was the highest one on Christmas
Fucking
Day, bro.
LeBron and Curry put on an absolute fucking gem of a show on Christmas night.
6 million. Oh, not even.
Did you see that game between the Lakers and the Warriors on Christmas
No,
night?
I didn't.
LeBron and Curry going back
Actually,
and forth,
I did, yeah.
exchanging threes.
Yeah.
Curry from fucking 12 feet behind the arc, bang, corner. Looked
I
like he
did
threw it
see
up
that.
left-handed, bang.
Yeah.
Like
I did
the
see that.
Lakers were up 8 with 1:21 to
Yeah,
go.
because Reeves hit that last second shot, right? I think Austin Reeves. Oh, the last minute layup?
Yes,
Last second
yeah,
layup. So,
layup,
I
yeah.
did see that. I
To
was
seal
like,
it.
fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at my boy. I was like, it was a minute and 19 to go, and the
Yeah.
Lakers were up 8, and I'm like, this ain't over.
Bro, Curry.
I'm like, this ain't over.
Yup, and I was just like, damn,
And we're
he
like
did
borderline.
it
We're like
again.
falling out of our chair. Like, no.
Yeah, he
Like,
did
Are you
it. Yeah.
kidding me? He did it again.
Yup.
Curry's a fucking magician, bro.
Absolute animal.
That was it. That was the best game of Christmas night, and fucking barely anybody watched it.
4 million views, maybe.
Barely anyone watched it because no one gives a flying fuck about the NBA.
Christmas
So
Sunday.
Chris
Nah, it ain't.
Broussard coming on here on fucking whatever fucking idiot show this is with Nick Wright, who's a fucking like I don't know who the fuck he thinks he is these days.
Yeah.
You know, Nick Wrong was what we used to call him. All the
He's
you know
one
what
with
I
the
mean?
glasses, right?
No, he's the one with the long hair and the big fucking beak nose.
Gigantic nose.
You get the big schnoz and the long hair. I actually
Oh, yeah.
I
okay.
actually don't hate Nick Wrong. He's just
He sucks,
He's
dude.
good for being but he's a great punching bag. He's good for guys like us because when we sit here on our little tiny podcast and we come on and we get more shit right than he does, it's good for us, you know? Because it just proves
All right.
that we too should be making $10 million a
I
year
hate Nate
to wear
Burleson.
a suit and grow our hair out. To
Nate Burleson shouldn't count.
I hate Nate Burleson.
Nate
That's not-
Burleson's a fucking cock.
I can't stand him. That's my most hated guy is Nate Burleson. I can't
Nate
stand
Burleson, him and Ryan Clark are like 1 and 1A.
Ryan Clark is just dumb.
Ryan Clark is going to be one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen on TV. Like, he is one step above Emmitt Smith. Remember how bad Emmitt Smith was on TV?
Yes.
And then
Oh,
Emmitt
was
Smith
he?
was like, this ain't for me, I'm going to walk away. Ryan Clark is equally as stupid, but he just keeps
He
pushing
just
forward.
doesn't
with
want
it.
to walk away from it.
Yeah,
He's like,
because-
no, I'm good, right?
Well, because he's not afraid to play like, well, you can't fire me, I'm black.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why Stephen A. Smith still has a job. They fired Skip Bayless, no problem.
Right.
You know, but Stephen A. Smith, he's still got a job.
Yep.
Even though they're basically the same fucking person.
Right, and he can sit there and say, Shohei Ohtani can't be the face of the MLB because he doesn't speak English and
Yeah.
get away with it. We're all like, whoa, dude.
We're
No,
like,
everybody's
wow.
like, he's black, he's fine.
That's
everything's
pretty fucking
okay."
racist,
Yeah.
bro. And he's like, nah, it's Stephen A., bro.
Dude.
Stephen A. at one point did earn his keep. He was one of the most connected,
Philly
integral.
writers, right, Philly?
He was a Philly guy, yeah.
He was.
But he was like very well connected with the players. Like he was a dude that was in with a lot of the guys. He got shit that other people couldn't
Yeah.
early on. And then he just became, and it was nice because when he was first getting on, him and Skip, like they were like, he was overly opinionated, loud, in your face, brash, but he had the shit to back it up. So like he would say something, he was almost like, like Alex Jones, like they're turning the frogs gay. And then like, and he was like, what the fuck you talking about? And 5 years later, you're like, oh shit, they were turning the frogs gay. Fuck. Holy crap. Like, he was actually right. And he goes on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's like, hold on, calm down. Like, all right, let's fact check that. And they're like, he's right. He's actually right. Guys, he's right.
Right.
And Joe Rogan's like, wait, he's right? You serious? Okay, yeah, okay, all right, that's accurate, it's factual.
He's with his tin hat and said,
Yep, and he's just sitting there, and you're like, all right. But, like, Stephen A. was, like, he was well tied. He was very tied in with the league at that point. He was, like, one of the boys. But he was a media guy, but he was one of the boys. So he got the locker room shit
Right.
that other people didn't. And that was when he was great and when he was reporting on it. And then he just became, like, every other talking head. Like, what did he say a couple of months ago where he just kept misspeaking? He just kept saying the wrong name or the wrong person.
yeah, he just couldn't figure it out.
And just, like, he's just like,
Asking for hairstylists.
yeah,
it
it was something so fucking
for
dumb.
sex. Aren't you married? He's like, aren't you Muslim?
No, but it was like he kept saying player's name or something like that. And it was the wrong person. He kept referencing the wrong person.
Oh, that's constantly he does that shit now.
But like it was just bad and like
I think he has like Alzheimer's or some shit starting because he confuses people all the time.
listen, I still call Deshaun Watson Deshaun Foster all the time.
I know. And speaking of Deshaun Watson
Sean Foster.
is complaining that he re-injured his Achilles, but has the time with this girl who he's with to get in the side of the highway and do a dancing TikTok with her on the side of a highway. And I was like, okay,
Okay.
you're a piece of shit, dude.
Sounds solid, bro. Sounds
Yeah,
like a
right.
great career move.
He doesn't get he's paid.
But this whole notion that like, oh, it's not fair That like what? So what do you want the NFL to do, Chris? You want the NFL to like mandate that like, oh, the Chiefs have to play their starters? And I get this whole conversation started because Josh Allen went out, took one snap. It was like, I started, kept my streak alive. Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that was more than the fucking Giants did for fucking Eli Manning.
Right.
When they benched him, knowing goddamn well that streak was fucking very well intact, and he was right on Brett Favre's heels and like was gonna break it. And then they started him the next week anyway.
Right.
Which was just like the most dickheaded fuck you thing I think I've ever seen. In like, I would love to ask, not Eli, because I don't think Eli would have much to say about it. I think Eli would be pretty like reserved about it. I would love to ask Peyton off the record, how do you feel about what the Maras did to your brother when they benched him for that game?
Right.
Because like I know me like as an older brother,
Right.
like there's like you're my younger brother and Keith's my younger brother. Somebody like does something like that to you, it's worse than if they did it to me.
Yeah. I can
Like
see
that vengeance comes out and I'm like, oh hell no. Like, no, you ain't picking on my little bro. Like, I'll pick on my little brother because he's my little brother. But you ain't doing it.
Yeah, I wonder what Peyton
And if
would
you
say
want to
about
pick
that.
if you want to pick on him, like I'm gonna fuck you up.
Right, because you know Eli would definitely downplay it. You know
Eli
what
would
I'm
probably
saying? He
downplay it, but
might be
I would
but
wonder
Peyton
like
would
how
be
Peyton like
"Fuck
as the big
that
brother, like
shit."
being the oldest of three,
Yeah, of
and
course.
Peyton being, well, I guess Peyton's
No,
the
he's
middle child.
Middle, yeah, Coops.
But like I wonder like, or maybe get Cooper off the cuff, like, you know, like, hey, how do you feel about how they did your little brother? Like, you'd be like,
right.
man, those motherfuckers, like, after everything we gave them on draft day, 2 Super Bowls, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, all that shit.
all that bullshit. I would love to, like, hear, like, I'd love to be a fucking fly on the wall at the Manning family Thanksgiving.
Right.
You know, just and hear the stories. But is what it is. But this Chris Broussard thing, this pissed me the fuck off.
He's dog shit.
But it just, but Sean, this is what the problem is. And again, this comes back to the very main theme of the show, which is accountability, right? We try to be accountable on this show. We try to hold each other accountable. If you're wrong, I tell you you're wrong. If I'm wrong, you guys will both definitely tell me I'm wrong.
I try to find you wrong in real
like,
time.
yeah, you.
I usually look shit up on the fly, I usually
Yeah,
come
but,
back
like-
like a couple minutes later, but whatever.
But like, if something's off,
Do what I can.
But if I'm off, if I'm off on something, you'll tell me I'm off. Like, and that's fine. That's perfect. That's what we want to do.
That's how it should be. I think that's what's gotten away from a lot of stuff. That I know that's the original point of this conversation, but that's why ratings are down across the board for shit like this. Like, no one cares about this anymore. It's become so matter of fact that every
Oversaturated.
show is like this, that everyone knows it's manufactured Jerry Springer type bullshit.
It really is. And it's
Everyone's
just
like,
not. It's not fun.
oh, he said his mother was fat. It's like, okay, his mother is fat. It's
right,
like,
right.
You are not the father.
Yeah.
Right on the back, like, oh no,
I'm surprised they don't do that with Tyreek. Have a whole segment about it.
Oh, Jesus.
dude. Could you imagine if we just? God, I have so many $1 million ideas that would never get fucking pushed through because nobody would let me.
Netflix, you're greenlit. No,
Yeah, no shit. But no, this segment again, it comes back to the whole accountability thing. You can't sit here and tell me that these guys were getting paid tens of millions of dollars collectively between all 4 or 5 of them, whatever were on the set. Are they're better than what we're doing right now? They're not. They're not. I'm sorry, but they're not. They just happen to be in that right place, right time, found their way through it. You know, they sucked the right amount of dick. They polished off, they dusted off their knee pads when they needed to, or maybe never took them off. In a lot of cases,
Yeah.
Nick, right? Looking in your general direction because you're fucking trash. I have no idea how you're like
Douche.
the major lead guy now, but whatever.
Right.
They have nobody. That's why.
They really don't. Nobody wants to work for them. ESPN sucks. Everything sucks. Sports media sucks. Like, I don't listen to any of these real-time talk shows on any of these networks anymore.
Never.
My dad asks me every week, "Did you watch Angry Runs this week?" I'm like, "No, Dad. I haven't watched NFL Network in about 15 years."
Yeah.
Because once they
That
stop,
is, to his defense, the only show that he does.
once they stop playing like replays of old games, I didn't fucking care. Like, I knew back then I didn't need the opinions of those guys that they were hiring to influence me. I was not influenced by them. I was challenging them. I wanted to challenge them. I wanted to put myself in a position where I could say, "No, fuck you. I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you, and I know more than you, and I'm going to prove it." So I started Row One Seat One. Joey Fats Radio became a thing. And here we are, still doing whatever it is we're doing, making no fucking money. And guess what? I've never been fucking happier to do it. You know what I mean?
We're broke.
And
Like,
Give
oh
a
my
shit.
God.
Fuck you.
guess what? Paid for all this shit on my own dime. Don't
Eat
give a
shit.
flying
Eat
fuck.
shit. You die.
You eat shit and you die. But the bottom line is, like, you put us on Barstool tomorrow, bro, I guarantee you we'll have a top 5 show.
That'd be cool.
Tomorrow.
It's just you just have to be normal people talking about. That's why PFT and Big Cat are fucking popular. Most of the time they just go off on
Yeah,
random.
PFT's great.
But they just ramble about stupid shit.
Like we do. All
yeah,
the time.
all the time.
Yo,
It's
we
just,
go down
that's,
some fucking rabbit
that's all
holes.
it is. And then sometimes they get serious. Like they bring in John Gruden, and they're just like, "Yo,
Huh.
like, yeah." They're just like they bring him in, and they're just like, "Yeah." So what's it like to just have like people like screaming in your face? And he's like, "I'll never." And John Gruden told the story. He's like, "I'll never forget a guy called up a radio station when I was in Philly." And he goes, he was with Tampa Bay, and they just beat Andy Reid's Philadelphia Eagles,
2002.
whatever year it was, yeah. And
NFC
he goes,
championship.
and the guy says, "I can't believe we lost to that blonde fuck midget." And he goes, "Is he talking about me?" And he's like, listening to the radio, and he goes, "I had to have a good laugh out of it." He goes, "I know I was blonde. I didn't know I was a midget fuck."
But that's the thing, like that's the fun shit. That's what I love. Like I'm telling you, you put us on Barstool tomorrow with their resources, their production, their everything. Dog, we're straight to the top. Ain't no fucking getting where we fit in around here, okay? We go right to the top.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. Because we're passionate about what we do. We do this for free every single week. We don't give a flying fuck about what people think. We don't care what you have to say. We just want you to enjoy the product, enjoy the show, and maybe learn something. Oh, and by the way, we're better than everybody you're watching on ESPN, Fox, FS1, CBS, whatever. I don't give a flying fuck. There's like 3 people I really truly respect in the radio game now, or the mainstream media game, and it's like Jim Rome, Adam Shine, and I mean, I hate to say it, but Colin Cowherd, even though he's wrong all the time,
He sucks.
but the fact that he does like 4 hours by himself most days,
Staring at Joy Taylor and said 2 titties, and he meant cities.
but when you have a guy that can do solo radio or a solo show
Sometimes it's a little.
for 3 or 4 hours, you've never had to do it. I've had to
No.
do it. It's hard.
Of course it's hard, but sometimes he just goes off on rants, and he's like, "Remember when that time this happened?" And it's like, I don't think that ever happened in history, dude.
But yeah, but we do that all the time.
Made up a complete story for like 3 hours. For 3 hours, we made something up.
We don't have to make up stories. We have plenty to go around.
I mean, we're hitting 3 hours and 2 minutes, but we've talked.
Yeah, which means we got to get out of here. I was going to do the college football playoff thing, but
Nah, fuck it.
that's an abject failure. We'll talk about it next week.
I hate it.
I was just pointing. I was like, "Oh, we've done 3 right now." I was just saying. You know.
Good call because, well, Mixler's going to run out on time, so
all right.
we'll bail on that.
Yep.
All right, so we'll leave it there. You've got our playoff predictions. You've got our regular season review.
Go Bell.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight on this
Cheers.
absolutely glorious episode of Row 1 C1 Joey Fats Radio, live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday night. We will be here. We will be back on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, on all of our platforms. So please go ahead and like and subscribe to any of those that you so feel. This show will be up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts right after the show is done. I'll upload it within the hour, so you'll be able to listen back to it. But please go ahead, give us a like and subscribe, share if you enjoy the product. Please, goes a long way towards helping us out. Again, we don't do this. We do this for free. We don't get paid to do it. So
Yeah.
any additional fluffing out there gets us going. So
Appreciate it.
we'll be back next Tuesday for Mr. Betancourt and Plizzy. It was great to have a full house tonight. Thank you, boys, for showing up.
Yeah.
First time in, 6 weeks. I think we've had a full
Yeah.
house, 7 weeks.
Oh,
Well,
so
it
the
was a
full
little-
house, 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, a little while
It's
now.
been like since Thanksgiving.
It's been
Yeah,
a
just before.
long day.
Maybe even just before.
So we'll be back next week.
Chip.
Another full house next week, 8:45 p.m. right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guy, Joey Fats Radio 1C1. We'll check you all later. Peace.
Adios.